you guys have gotten famous
buddy.
now, and you guys no longer look at your phones.
I go silent at 9 o'clock.
He didn't send anything.
Well, he sent me something.
Oh, that was the promo for it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was the promo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's all the rest of us peons got to see. The rest of us with no cable and $83 YouTube.
Well, you get 2-day trial free. I mean, he could have signed up and quit.
Well, I didn't even know that. I thought it was on Paramount because everybody, you guys included, kept saying Paramount. So I was
Well, it's on the Paramount Network.
Right. We looked for it, and I was like, I don't know where to find this.
Yeah.
Well,
there's that and some made up. What was the other channel? It's like starts with a P that I swear is made up and
PBS.
No, it's like another streaming service.
No, well.
Oh, Pluto.
Pluto's one. Well, Paramount is the old Spike TV. Right? It used to be called Spike. I think it was a couple other iterations before.
TNN.
Was it TNN?
Was that TNN? Oh, really? And then Spike, and then
Spike,
and then FX, or
no, FX is own little guy.
Spike. Remember, Spike was like man programming.
Yeah, I'd watch it and be like, "This is what dudes
this is
love."
what dudes are into.
It was
Spike TV,
fighting and
The
blowing
man
things
show.
up.
Yeah, guns and blowing stuff up and yeah.
Tonight
Chicks on trampolines
on Spike TV, Jean-Claude Van Damme does something.
What was it?
I don't know. I just remember anytime you go out of the country on cable, there's always Paramount TV, and they had cool movies and stuff. And why don't we have that in the U.S.?
Well, listen.
Now we do.
We were on the show last night on Bar Rescue, and we had shot it almost a year to the day when it aired.
Yes.
Like, we shot it on June 17th, 2024. Right?
Yeah.
Was that the day? And it aired last night, which was, 6/29. So almost a year.
Yeah,
that thing was in the can. That's an industry term. Now that I'm an insider,
In the can?
It's in the can.
Now it's out of the can.
Now it's out of the can. It's out to the world.
Yeah, Warden, Illinois.
Well, here's how it came about.
Well, how many minutes of screen time did you have? Is
20.
it half hours? Half hour show.
It was an hour show.
Hour show. Okay.
We were on for.
Because I feel like you're the
15,
guy.
20 minutes.
You're the guy with like the 1985 football coach's stopwatch with the string on it and everything on your couch, clocking how many seconds you're on screen.
No, I was just so you know, lying in bed, shirt off.
Keep going. Talk slowly.
And kind of nervous. Again, it was in the can for a year, and you don't know
how they're going to edit it.
How they're going to edit it up. And I shut the TV off at 9:25 to go to bed. I went, oh, cool, 20 minutes of screen time, pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah, that's significant.
I watched the whole thing.
Huge.
Oh, you watched the entire thing?
Yeah, because I was curious because there were parts that we filmed that didn't make the cut, and I wanted to see if that was going to be like at the end.
Oh, did it?
That's what.
No. So I was up till
Your favorite
10.
parts?
No, just kind of interesting, like where they went one-on-one with you.
Yeah,
after
they
your
interviewed us
experience.
after we were in the bar.
Oh, just in case. And there was no one-on-one stuff?
No.
Just
I
at
think
the
they
bar.
got a lot of footage.
Just the action?
They got a lot of footage that they didn't use. We were in that bar for an hour,
Yeah.
if not more, and they used a little bit of it.
That's
Right.
a huge percentage of that.
That is incredible.
Typically, you're in there for 4 to 5 hour shoot, and you're on for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Well,
you guys did good. So
I will tell you. So here's how it went down. So the Bar Rescue people had actually reached out to Rafe.
Yeah.
And Rafe said, oh, I'm not a drinker. And they said, nope.
Right. It's Bar Rescue.
It's Bar Rescue. We cannot possibly have any sober people on the show.
No.
We need full-blown drinkers.
We need drinkers. Because you need to drink. Like, we're going to tell you what to order. You need to drink on Bar Rescue. This is not how their Diet Coke machine is dialed in. No. So the only drinkers on the show are Lern and I. So we volunteered, and we said, yeah, we'll do it.
Yeah.
We'll do it. So we end up having to send them, like, headshots and...
Yeah, they wanted to see what we looked like, a little bit about ourselves.
And they said, okay, we'll get back to you. And then about a week before we shot, they were like, all right, we're good to go. It's going to be during this week. and we'll let you know 2 days before what bar you're going to go to. We shot on a Tuesday, and they let us know that Sunday. And we were trying to guess, like, where we're going.
Yeah, right.
Like, oh, is it going to be a place in Soulard? Is it going to be a place
Right.
out in the Grove? And then that Sunday, we get a text, and they said, you have to go out to Warden, Illinois. And I go, where the hell is Warden, Illinois? Warden, Illinois.
They already hit the Grove a couple years ago. Crafted, and I think
I don't know, man. There are a million bars.
Yeah, but they try to do different areas. And that was the area, Southern Illinois.
So I guess how they do it is the bar, they submit like, their own application. Like, hey, we're struggling. We'd love to have Bar Rescue come down. And they told me they send out like scouts. They'll send scouts out. They'll check the bars out. See if there's a story. Mm-hmm. See if there's a storyline. And then they'll pick them, but not tell them they're going to be on yet. Like, hey, we're considering putting you guys on Bar Rescue. We're going to put some cameras in here. Because that's how the cameras are in there when we were in there as the what we considered the recon.
Yeah, the recon.
The recon. So the cameras had been at Slotsy's in Warden for a couple days before we got there.
So when you say like cameras, you're talking about stationary, sitting on the jukebox or something like that,
hidden?
Right?
They were hidden cameras.
There were hidden cameras.
Hidden cameras, are we talking about GoPros? Are we talking about like
they were
TV-looking
GoPros.
cameras?
There were GoPros hanging. Remember there was a camera inside.
Like, take us behind the curtain.
I'm doing that. There was a camera inside a napkin dispenser.
Oh, okay. That they didn't know about?
No, they put the cameras in there a couple days before this and the recon people in there because by the time we got there, 2 days later, 3 days later, they're already used to the cameras.
Right.
Gotcha. But they're not telling them, hey, you guys are on the show. They're
No.
saying like, you know what, we're just going to put cameras in and just kind of see what it looks like and we'll make our decision later.
Right.
It's all part of the ploy.
It's all part of the ploy. It's all part of the plan.
Yeah.
So they say we got to go out to Warden, Illinois. And I'm a big fan of Bar Rescue.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a big fan of Warden, Illinois.
Oh, me too, man.
Never been.
Great bars.
Yeah, never stopped there before.
Just kidding. I have
Never
no idea
stopped
where
there
it is.
before. It's out. I mean, it's about an hour.
Yeah, Route 66.
It was an hour from my house.
I'm putting the map on
Not bad.
Putting a map on the screen right here.
Warden. It's about an hour from.
Oh yeah, kind of out.
It's up like by Troy, Illinois.
Yeah, you pass it. You don't know you pass it, but you pass it when you're going north on 55.
Yeah.
It's just to your west.
It's a Route 66 kind of bar.
Right off the highway.
Right off the highway. So, we had out there on the Tuesday. We had to be there, 7 o'clock?
Mm-hmm.
Again, we weren't supposed to tell anybody where we were going.
Right. We took the next day
We
off.
took the next day off, Lern and I. But we couldn't tell anybody where we were going. Certainly couldn't say what bar we were going to.
Right.
And when we got there, we had to be secretive too. Because as the recon, nobody in the bar is supposed to know that Lern and I are mic'd up.
Mm-hmm.
So we get there, we meet with one of the producers off to the side, and they go, hey, this is, because John Taffer, who is the host of the show, he's the guy that goes in, yells, shut it down, throws stuff, all that, all that stuff that makes the show famous.
Right.
He doesn't do every episode.
Mm-hmm.
But when we got there, the first thing they said was, hey, this is a John Taffer episode. And I melted.
You were
I was
so
like,
excited.
I was like, oh, God. They're like, he'll be here soon. I went, oh, God. Oh.
So where the heck are they micing you up? Over in the woods or something?
No, they have like a camp set up. Like it's discreet.
It
like
is?
you don't know what's going on in there. Yeah.
Well, I can imagine having a discreet camp in the Grove or somewhere near something like
but
that.
Warden,
but in
where it's
Warden,
all
I'm looking
fields?
at it. It's like 9 blocks.
Yeah. And this bar is in the middle of like a
Right.
cornfield. No, they set up like a tent city behind the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And no one could tell what that was.
They didn't act like it.
That didn't look strange.
I mean, it looked very strange.
to the local folk.
Well, there is no local folk around there. It's just
Okay.
You
this
couldn't
bar
see
is
in
in the
though.
middle of nowhere.
Deer.
It's cornfields.
Okay.
They didn't have a cool van that's not marked and you go inside the van and
says Rizzuto's florist.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they had like
cool.
you know, where production people were in the tent and stuff. But again, the bar people didn't. They thought there was maybe a chance they were going to be on the show. I don't know.
Right. So they're used to the cameras by now, so they don't know you're coming in.
Right. So we're given instructions, and in fact, John Taffer pulls us aside, and I'm like, "Ooh, I'm talking to the man himself."
Oh, he was there on production day.
Yeah.
He was there. We were there. Yeah.
Oh.
Had to be. I mean, you know, to watch that.
Oh yeah, and he's the guy in charge. I mean, he was the man in charge. He said, "Listen, this is a reality show, but it is probably the truest reality show that there is. Like what happens in that bar is actually what is going to be shown on TV.
Yeah.
So when you're in there, I want you to describe everything. Use all your senses. Be honest. Be very descriptive of what you're tasting, what you're smelling, what you're seeing." He said, "This is a true reality show where the reality is actually shown. This is not scripted in any way."
This is customer service.
Now, if anybody
And it's
knows,
realist.
well before you guys were even a part of the show or talked about it in any sense, anytime you brought up John Taffer, it was, man, isn't that guy eerily similar to our boss, John Kioski?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. They
It's
could be
uncanny
brothers.
how much
It's
they look
So that's my
identical.
question.
separated at birth.
I feel like
Yeah.
they're the same size. Like,
Separated at
Oh, yeah.
birth.
They're both like 6'3" or 6'4" or
Same
something
hair.
like that. Right. So like when he walked in, did you go, John Taffer /
You told
John
me about
Kioski?
John
Oh, yeah.
Kioski.
I said, you guys got to get together.
Oh man, they definitely.
Can you imagine?
So I remember last week. Do you remember when he came in my office and threw things around and told me to clean stuff up?
Yeah.
Shut it down, Scott.
Yeah.
So yeah, did you feel like you were talking to John, our John?
I was talking to, no, because I was in awe of this man. Not that I'm not in awe of John Kioski. He's a
Yeah,
very nice
we
guy,
all
but he
are,
ain't
yeah.
no John Taffer. Tell you that.
Hey, they're running the world though.
He ain't no John Taffer.
One's running TV, one's running radio.
But he said, "Listen, we're going to send you in there, do your thing, act like you're customers, and then we'll come in."
Did he say, put on a show?
No,
No,
he
just
he
keep
didn't.
it real.
He said, keep it real.
Okay.
Keep it real.
Just be yourselves.
Don't overact.
Yeah.
Don't.
So you guys didn't stand out going into a place that probably is just nothing but regulars.
We
right?
did.
We did.
Okay.
So, and that's the part that I want to talk about because
'Cause you look like city folk.
the
we
owner,
did.
Nick Lang, who inherited this bar from his dad who had passed away, who isn't in like the food industry. He was like in like eyewear or optical stuff.
And the place is called Slotsy's, by the way. Or
Slotsy's.
was called Slotsy's.
So Riz and I are sitting at the bar, and first of all, that's awkward in itself because like Amelia and Tim are not with us. It's just us, like on the town on
Yeah,
a Tuesday,
looking like a couple.
Looking like a couple. Like,
Far
are we
away
on a
from
date?
Oh, we had a backstory, too, in case we were asked. Weren't we antiquing?
Yeah, we went antiquing at that place that was down the street.
We went antiquing on a
the big
Tuesday.
elephant.
She's
and
looking
we're
for
stopping-
tables. You're
Yeah.
looking for
We're
old
stopping
cafe
to get
bikes.
something to eat. Well, even before we got in there,
Yeah.
they told us exactly where to sit. They had a map of
The bar.
inside.
Uh-huh.
And they go, hey, there are two people sitting at the seats you're in right now that are part of production. They're going to get up, and this is exactly where you're going to sit.
Right.
Nice.
Oh, that's smart.
So they reserve. So they hunker down on the spot and
Because it's the best
get up-
camera. It's the
yes,
best camera.
It's the angle.
The best camera angle.
Oh, that's neat.
So they literally had a map. Like here, you know, you're going to walk in here. You're going to walk around the bar. There's two seats. There's a pole in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Sit there.
Did you guys kneel down around the fire and somebody took a stick and they you know they started
Drawing up the war
scraping in
plans.
the dirt like,
Right.
all right, you're gonna attack from this angle and then we're gonna.
Here are the
It's
war
Indiana
plans.
Jones. Yeah.
All right, so you got the war plans.
So we go sit at the seats, and Nick, the owner, kind of comes over and is acting like he recognizes us a little bit and starts talking to us.
I wonder if he did.
And I
Like
was
recognized like from the radio
From-
or he was like
These people are obviously not from around here. Maybe they're
Right.
the plants. Maybe
Right,
they're
right.
the recon.
right, he's playing a game.
So he
Yeah.
came over and chatted for a little while and was kind of like,
I thought he was firing on you. I'll be honest.
I
with
know you. So she said, I was just talking to him. It was fine.
you. And I got upset because I'm like, how do they know we're not together?
Right.
Yeah, good point. Like,
Oh.
hey,
He was having phantom husband jealousy.
hey, back off.
I was
Maybe
like,
this
hey,
That was his test.
You're like, we're on a date here. I got my curls out.
yeah. I'm wearing a nice shirt.
Which, by the way, your hair was the main character of
It was hot that day.
The takeaway of the whole
Yeah.
episode.
It was
No-
hot. It
no
was
ball
hot.
cap.
Yeah, you should see
And
Tiger
it was-
Beat this morning.
Yeah.
It's the cover of
I'm
Tiger
the next.
Beat.
Yeah, I'm the next teen heartthrob.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, he was. I don't know what was going on
Yeah, he was
when
nice.
he walked. He was nice.
Very nice. But then I was like, okay, we got to order, and so we have a bartender.
And I'm going to make this clear right now.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I knew you were gonna throw this out there immediately. I thought you were gonna start the show with
because
this
it
so you
is
could
the
defend
one thing.
yourself.
I woke up this morning to 75 text messages from various friends and family
Can I guess-
asking
can I-
about. Yes, please.
Did they say how could you order something like that?
Yes.
Yeah. Which actually is perfect.
I want to let you guys know that before Lern and I walked in to that bar to do recon on Bar Rescue, they told us what to order.
Likely story. That's another thing you guys promised.
They
to tell us
told
about.
us what to order.
Yeah, because I mean, these are probably the most problematic things on the menu, right? So they already did their own recon of like watching this crew of what they're making, and they were like, okay, these are the things that they are not doing well at all,
Or let's order the most complicated thing
right?
to see how they handle it.
We hate city slickers.
So they had a pretty big menu.
Yeah.
It was like it was almost Cheesecake Factory style menu of
Oh,
how
my
many
goodness.
drinks they had.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was. Well, that's what the guy said, that he went online and he built the menu from finding recipes online, and so he just went overboard.
Went overboard.
Yeah.
So Lern had to order a pineapple upside down martini. And they said, all right, Scott, you order the birthday cake martini.
I love that.
Damn it.
And you know what's amazing is this all connects. Do you remember back before we were doing a show together, and I brought up a whole bunch of bottles of liquor for you and everybody, and the one I gave you was a birthday cake vodka.
Yeah.
That's
Your
something
favorite.
good.
And I'd given him a few other things that I found out later he never liked and gave away or whatever. But this one in particular, when I gave it to him, he goes, I'm not going to drink this
I would
one.
never drink that.
Yeah, like he actually, I mean, he in my face said, no, birthday cake, that's not what I want.
I will never
That's-
drink this, and
this
you'll
is
never see me on
ridiculous.
TV show proving
I
that I
will
don't
never
like
be on
this.
national TV drinking this.
Yeah, and then here
Here
we
we
are
are.
15 years later, and he's
Still
ordered at a
drinking
bar.
it.
I knew that he loved a
So,
birthday cake.
so they're like, order
vodka.
the birthday cake martini. And I was like, oh,
Happy birthday, Riz.
no. And it had nothing to do with the happy birthday Rizz thing. Had nothing to do with that. It happened to be your drink and my drink were probably the two most complicated drinks on that menu. And they knew they didn't have the ingredients for at least mine.
So he said he was firing on her. I wonder why he thought you guys weren't a couple.
With my order of a birthday cake martini. I get it, Scott. What does that mean? It's Pride Month.
Listen, men can have sprinkles with their martinis, okay?
Can
it's
they?
2025. Let's get over ourselves.
All right, sorry.
You looked great with the martini. You looked very masculine.
Did I?
Yes.
I don't think so. With sprinkles on my rim.
Yes. Sometimes
That's right,
a
St.
man-
Louis. I ordered a birthday cake martini. I'm a heterosexual
Yeah, let's
man.
not make this up.
I'm a heterosexual man.
Sprinkles.
I like girls. They told me what to order, okay?
Okay.
Can you imagine chewing sprinkles when you're trying to have a martini?
Yes, I can. And
I went out to my car
totally
after
down.
just to balance things out and
DTS.
had a whole bottle of Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
That's what I did,
Yeah,
just to
yeah.
balance it out. Anyway, we go in there. Now, here's how they're communicating with us, because a producer is, they're out
In Tent City.
in Tent City. They're texting us. Like, I have my phone out on the counter on the bar. And they're like, all right, order your first drink. Start ordering food. Again, they told us exactly what to order. Order yours. We ordered 2 drinks. So I tried to drink that birthday cake martini. It was terrible.
Couldn't.
Horrible.
I couldn't even taste alcohol in my martini. I mean, and I say it in the show. Oh, this just tastes like grenadine and pineapple juice. Doesn't taste like a martini at all.
I think I said I got 4 cavities immediately drinking this thing.
Also, did not know that the woman put her finger in the martini before it got to me, because I did
Yeah.
not see that
Yeah.
Saw
until the
that in-
show. So
Yeah,
I was
behind
like,
the
Did not know that.
It's the only time that ever happens. You don't have to worry about that happening anywhere
She
else.
put her finger in Lern's martini as she was serving it.
finger martini.
Nice.
That's the
Very
grenadine.
cool.
Yeah, they didn't have all the ingredients for my thing, and then we ordered food, And that took forever, by the way, the food. And last night was the first time we got to see the condition of the kitchen.
I know.
Which looked gross.
Dude,
Who
got
God.
who got the steak salad?
Me. I ordered, they didn't, so they had Lern order
Looking like dog
Chicken
food.
sandwich.
a chicken sandwich. I ordered a steak salad, the burger, and we got, we got lobster rangoon as
Some sort of rangoon, yeah.
as appetizer, which they didn't show.
Wow, they are a cheesecake factory.
Yeah.
They were a cheesecake factory over there.
Oh,
Too
yeah.
many
That was a
options.
lobster ragoon.
How can you be good at anything?
It was,
You're
and
trying
you
to
know,
be everything.
And we tried it. It was fine. You could tell they were frozen, probably from Costco, whatever.
Yeah, the rangoons.
Cool.
Whatever. But finally our food comes out, and I start chewing on that steak, and it was like eating linoleum.
Oh, it looked so
It was horrible. And it was-
rubbery.
And as we saw on the show, they sliced it and put it on the grill and like
And then
pressed
just-
it down.
and just, yeah.
All the juice was out of it. All the juice.
Yeah.
Same with the burger. They put the burger on the grill and I mean,
Well, we saw it in the movies. That's how they do it in the movies. And
Right.
that's how you-
all the juice. You're not supposed to do that.
But it's called a smash burger.
It was
No,
too well done. Like, too much.
It was, and that steak salad was so gross. And I remember chewing and chewing and chewing, and all I'm thinking is, when the hell are they going to come in here and shut this place down?
Oh, man.
Please.
Because that's what I was thinking as we're sitting at the bar. When are they going to shut this place down?
Right.
You're wishing you
How
had
much do we have to eat?
Yeah, you're wishing you had a password, right? Like a keyword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Geronimo!
Well, also, did they? Because should I say this on? Yeah, they ask you. Did they ask you how you wanted the steak? Because I saw them later on say they never.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
They
just
never
brought
asked me.
it.
They just brought it out.
Yeah.
I think I even commented after they left, like, they're not going to ask me how I want it done.
Ooh.
Like, problem number one.
Oh, yeah, I knew it was going to. I knew we were in for a treat.
Yeah.
So your
man.
chicken sandwich came out, and they didn't show this on
Medium?
the show, but it was raw inside.
Oh,
Yeah.
no way.
I'm glad that we didn't get too far into that. Like,
You didn't eat anything.
No.
I ate.
I had part of a rangoon.
He made me take a bite of that hamburger on camera, by the way, and that was on the show last night.
Right.
It was horrible.
I know.
Were they texting? Take a bite. Take a bite.
Well,
Take
no,
a bite.
we were supposed to like be as if we were customers. Like you order food and you start eating, and I'm eating and I'm cutting the steak, and I'm looking towards the door, and when are they going to come in?
Where's John Taffer?
Where's John Taffer?
He didn't give you a little button.
Yeah, panic
the Taffer button? No.
Let's go.
No.
I think it was right before I did
Right
take a
before
bite.
you ate.
Yeah. Right before I took a bite of the chicken, that is when Kat Timpf and John Taffer come running out from the back.
Because they didn't want you eating that.
Right.
They
They
didn't
must
care
have
about
known.
me.
Yeah, they must.
They
have
honestly
known.
did not care about me.
We were eating red meat.
Our dear Lern.
He's eating blackened meat because
Blackened meat. It was
just,
way,
it was like a
way
tire.
done.
Well, I saw their hamburgers at one point. They showed where it was like burnt on the sides and burnt real heavy, but in the middle it's still basically raw. They were not even getting their burgers.
Oh, man.
Even with the pushing it down, it was still
Right.
gross.
Well, and so here they come,
Here they
barreling out.
Well, when that door swung open, because there were people in there,
So, yeah, how
and
many?
you heard a
so-
collective.
Well, tell me what's the capacity of the place? Like, tell me how big it is. How
There were
many?
maybe 20 people in there.
Yeah, there's probably 20 people. It wasn't overflowing with
It
people
was
yet.
a Tuesday. It was a Tuesday evening.
But
Yeah.
there's 20 people in there.
Maybe.
It's
And
a big
there's-
room.
and there's only you two, and maybe a plant or two, a producer or two. I mean,
Yeah, and locals.
okay,
Lots of locals in there.
yeah,
there were
that's,
lots of
that's what I
locals
want
in
to
there.
know.
And when Taffer came in, there was a collective. Oh my God! There he is. And
Right.
I didn't see him right away, and next thing you know, he's standing behind us.
Oh,
And I go, oh,
Rubbing your shoulders.
thank God.
No.
No.
Screaming.
Don't eat that. And he went nuts.
he did. He went off on Mel, the manager of the bar. He went off on Nick, who's the owner of the bar. I mean, you saw all these, especially the women, like, everybody's like, oh my God, because he just comes out and he's such a big force and he's screaming at everybody and he's touching the food and he's pushing the plate and
He grabbed my salad, threw it across the bar, salad everywhere,
right, screaming.
screaming.
And I had to kind of get my crap together because I have this thing where when men start screaming like that, I will start laughing hysterically. Like, not because I think it's funny, but because it's like it's something that just happens. It's like when people laugh at funerals and they can't help it. And it's like, so I had to start like pinching my leg at one point because I'm like, you're going to start cackle laughing in the middle of this and it's going to ruin the whole show and like you're going to be a problem. And so he starts going off and there's one clip that I noticed where I put my hand up to my mouth and I'm like, oh, that's where I was about ready to break.
Yeah, well, you looked serious at first. And by the way, somebody's asking, did they pay for the food? They gave me money. They gave me cash.
Right.
Oh, neat. How much?
Like $200.
Did you keep the change?
No, well, I'll tell you after. I'll tell you after. They gave
After
me
what?
I forgot about that.
I go, how are we going to pay for this? They go, here's $200 cash.
Wow.
So Taffer's going nuts. Kat Timpf, who was the co-host that night with Taffer, she's laughing. I'm turning my head trying not to laugh.
Right.
You looked serious.
Well, because I was bleeding probably. I was like
pinching
pinching
her leg.
like holding my crap together over here, you know?
I'm just so giddy. This is happening.
Yeah, this is like your Disney
This
World.
is my dream. Dreams are coming true.
Yeah.
As a watcher of that show, as somebody who's been such a fan for so long, to have this happen in front of me.
And you're not the one being yelled at.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He's yelling at
our
somebody
honor.
on our behalf.
Yeah,
right.
Which is great because how often does that happen? Never, right?
'cause
Like
you're
nobody's ever yelling about
Yeah.
anything I need.
Yeah, you're a yeller, and now someone is yelling for
By the
you.
way, when we were introduced, they introduced us as the #1 radio show in St. Louis.
Yeah,
At
that was
105.7.
Very nice.
That's right.
Very nice.
It's very cool.
What's up?
Very cool of them. Just recognize. So they're going nuts. He's like, I'll be back tomorrow. Clean this place up.
People were crying.
People crying. Everybody's in shock. He leaves. Kat Timpf leaves. We're still in the bar.
Yeah.
We are still in the bar. Nobody's telling us what to do.
No.
We are sitting in the corner
gotta be on
after
purpose.
all. The salad is all over the bar
Everywhere.
top. They're starting to clean this stuff up. And I go, check, please.
Yeah. We're ready to go.
We're ready to go. I leaned in to learn. I go, what do we do? And I text the producer. I go, what do we do? He goes, pay your check and leave. I go, check, please. And then I just threw the $200 down
And we
and we left.
You threw the $200 down.
I put the $200 down on the bar top.
That's the most expensive steak salad I have ever seen.
Well, it was
Wasn't
really
my
good steak
money.
salad.
Wasn't my money. Steak salad, burger,
They had slot machines in there. You could have
birthday
gone and
cake
doubled
martini,
that.
Oh,
pineapple upside down martini.
I felt like a weight of everybody because it was so quiet after Taffer left. And as we're walking out, I'm like, oh, this is so awkward and
Yes.
awful.
And especially since they knew we were the spies.
Yeah, you feel like they're looking at you like you jerks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We trusted you. We
trusted
opened up
you.
our doors to you guys.
We put our finger in your martini, and this is how you
this is
treat
how
us.
you repay us.
Do you think when they put the cameras in, do they start having plants come in there ordering weird random drinks so they don't know who the heck's the one ordering sophisticated stuff? And
I don't know.
Oh, that's a good idea.
This doesn't really seem like a birthday cake martini type of place. I'll be honest with you.
No.
573, did it not make you guys nervous to eat the food? 90% of those shows are the kitchen expert goes in, checks temperatures, and everything is too warm in the fridge or it's dirty. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I was very nervous eating the food. But in my mind, I said,
You'll sacrifice anything to be on this show.
I
Anything
said
for
they're
the
not
show.
they're not going to make me they're not going to put my health in jeopardy.
You're right. Yeah, tell that to my friends that were in the hospital for 7 weeks.
Oh.
Well, I wasn't on Fear Factor. This is not Fear Factor. This is Bar
Fear
Rescue.
factor.
I wasn't eating pig intestines
Almost
out of
killed
a
them
trough.
both.
I was imagining that they were not going to put my life in danger.
Right. I mean, they did let you eat.
They did make me eat.
They
though,
weren't
yes.
going to let me be in danger.
Isn't that nice?
Because I was literally like this with the sandwich, like, and then boom, comes out.
Yeah. You were slow playing that, like I'm gonna eat the sandwich, but I'm gonna bring it to my mouth very
How'd you
slowly.
know?
I think I
hoping
cut it.
Please
I
come
think
in.
I cut it, and then I was like,
Oh God.
That was smart to cut
Terrible.
it first.
That was the signal. That was the bat
That
signal.
was the signal.
the Taffer signal.
But I had already eaten a couple pieces of steak, and he made me eat the burger. It was gross.
I love
the
it.
salad for me just looked really bad.
He made you eat the burger. That was in the.
Oh, that was in the episode. Scott, take a bite of the burger.
I mean, that was. Oh, he asked you to while he was
While
in
he was in there.
I thought it came over on a text.
No. Scott, take a bite of the burger. On John Taffer asked me.
And what would you do? Did you gag? Did you
It was
play it up?
gross. I spit it out in my napkin.
Yeah, that's all in that
Listen, when
episode.
Taffer says jump, I ask how high.
He is your overlord.
He is I'm a Tafferite.
That's right.
Did you guys stay in touch afterwards?
Shh, we're buddies.
Okay.
They're vacationing together.
Ah.
You haven't seen or spoke to him since, have you?
No.
Did he hug you at least?
Our relationship ended as soon as I
He
left
did.
the
He was
parking
very
lot.
Yeah.
We didn't even get a photo, which I regret deeply.
I do too.
Y'all didn't get a photo?
No.
Yeah.
Well, of all people.
I know. I love taking photos, and I just was like, I don't know if this is appropriate.
We were
so I
trying to
didn't
be
ask.
professionals.
We were.
Well, you learned your lesson.
Although I did at catering stuff as many cookies
Oh,
in my
me too.
pocket.
I
as
stole so
could.
many snacks.
They had a whole
spread
They
was
had a whole
incredible.
Great
Oh, yeah?
spread.
A bunch of Nature Valley granola.
Oh,
granola
not
bars.
only Nature Valley,
Dude.
rainbow cookies. You know, I love the
Oh,
rainbow
Kodiak
cookies.
bars.
yeah, he
they
knew
had
you were coming.
fruit. They had a hot station. They had a dessert. There was a cute little bulldog walking around. I was like,
Wow.
I think it was Cat.
Tim's dog.
Yeah.
So next time you see a tent city in a cornfield,
No,
Stop
there's
by.
good catering.
go get
Yeah.
catering.
All the cookies you want. So I'm stuffing my pockets.
Right. We had roadie snacks.
So I stuffed my pockets before I left that place. But so we leave the bar awkwardly,
Mm-hmm.
like, bye guys, good luck.
Okay,
Okay, we're gonna leave now.
this has been
Right.
fun.
So we walk out, and then they take us for interviews, which they wind up not using. They also shot us walking in and out of the place
Mm-hmm.
a couple times.
B-roll
Yeah,
afterwards.
B-roll, B-roll afterwards, and then we said our goodbyes, and that was pretty much it.
It was a lot of fun.
They didn't cut you a check right there for thousands and thousands for your.
We were paid with the
for your
experience of
work?
doing it.
They paid us with their catering cookies.
yeah, you got
Your
paid in
residuals,
steak
too.
salad.
We got
right?
paid in garbage steak salad and a terrible burger.
That $200 was supposed to be split between you two, by the way.
Dang it.
That was your check.
By the way, we were the season. Yesterday was the season finale, so
Right.
they saved the best for last. We got some pretty good screen time.
I agree.
As far as the other recons go on other episodes of Bar Rescue, we got some pretty good.
Yeah.
We got some pretty good screen time.
And
on
it looked good. I was like kind of worried, because they say like the camera makes you look different. And so I was like, oh, God. And then we looked very good on camera, I think.
You look good.
You look nice.
Nah, it's fine.
You had your party hair out. It was
Party
good.
hair.
It was fun. I had my party hair on.
His birthday martini.
I think we
there.
represented well.
So they did a couple around there, and our friend, Courtney down the hall did one. Did she get on an episode?
Yeah.
I
That
didn't-
one was
She
on
didn't get a
rerun.
Taffer episode though.
Yeah.
But did she get airtime?
Yeah.
She did.
I
Oh, okay.
I didn't see her episode.
I hadn't seen it either, but they were on it, obviously. Like they were the us of that episode.
Yeah, it was on next after yours. They started showing hers.
Greg Warren was on one too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
A Taffer episode?
No, he didn't get it. We were the only ones that got a Taffer.
Dang.
Wow. That's bragging rights right there.
Okay, so the whole premise of the show is Recon goes in, Taffer yells, the bar staff, they cry, the owner's in debt, sad music comes on. Then Taffer comes back the next day and they start to rehab the bar, and then there's at the end a big reveal. Like
Yeah.
they fixed up the bar, and here's what it is now. Now, they called us to ask us if we wanted to come back that Friday for the big reveal. And we politely declined because it was very far away.
See, Allison was wondering, like, why didn't they get to go back and...
Well, they asked us if we wanted to.
For the end of the episode, right? Like everybody's like, "Well, look, this is great." Now look at this steak salad, right? That's how they.
What
end
do
the
they serve
episode?
now over there? The place, they changed the name from Slotsy's to Vitali's Hideaway.
Yeah, so now it's like a old prohibition style
Right, Route 66, Prohibition.
speakeasy type.
Yeah.
I just thought it
place.
was cool. I saw in the newspaper that they paid everyone that night to come back. They
No.
wanted $1,000 just to be
What?
there. Yeah.
I like it though. So Vitali's Hideaway, because as they explained in the episode, that was a mob family from St. Louis that used to take alcohol from St. Louis to Chicago and
Right,
back and
bootleg
forth.
it.
Yeah, bootleg it.
Is that Joey Vitale's
Yeah,
family?
I believe so. I mean, it has to be, right?
Well, Joey Vitale's cool points just went up a little bit in my
There you
book.
go.
But they invited us back to the grand reopening, and we politely declined.
I don't think we could have done it. I feel like it was a scheduling issue.
No, it's a Friday night.
You didn't want to do it?
I know specifically. I just didn't want to drive out there.
Oh.
You should have had one of us dress up like you guys.
As us.
Hello, I'm
That'd be
Lern.
fun.
Speakeasy atmosphere, bar and grill featuring amazing signature food, drinks, slot machines, 3 pool tables, shuffleboard, dartboards, pinball machines, Pac-Man 31 games, stage, multiple TV screens. How big is this place? Y'all said
It looks
It's big.
Yeah,
it's big. It's
pretty
a standalone place. It's in the middle of nowhere.
It looks so much better too. Like when they do the reveal at the end, it just looked so good.
look at that. They got a stage.
I mean,
They
it
got
was
they're doing comedy here now.
It was a crap hole when we walked in. There
Yeah.
was a hole in the roof.
There was a hole in the roof, and Bar Rescue fixed all sorts of stuff for them and made it look so beautiful. And
Look-
and I hope that Mel, the woman who's the manager, hopes to take it over. I hope she gets to do that one day because she was so. You could tell how passionate she was about this bar
Making
and
it work.
making it work. And,
And
she
I
worked so
hope they're
hard.
not mad at us.
Why would they be mad?
Why would they be-
We
No, they
tricked
tagged
them.
us.
They
Oh, they
love
did?
you.
Vitali's
they
Hideaway
did.
did?
So they did a showing of the episode last night. It looks like at Vitali's, and so like all of the people got together and they tagged
That's
the Rizz
cool.
Show. And
I want to know, did they know it was us in there?
Hey, look at this fried
know.
chicken sandwich. It looks
Fried
so
chicken sandwich looks
good.
great.
Okay, so they upped the game big time.
That's great.
But
Dang.
he gave the manager a compliment at the end of the show,
Yes.
which was really cool.
Very, total 180 with
Yeah.
her. Because, I mean, John Taffer was making Mel cry a lot.
Over
I
and
felt
over again.
terrible.
Wow, look at that.
I mean, do we go back up there? We have to
We
go back.
probably should.
Go
We have
sign
to
the
go
wall.
see it.
You got to sign the
it's
wall.
pretty
or something.
rude that you haven't been back.
I know.
It's far away.
It is so far away.
I mean,
I mean, you changed that show.
Warden, Illinois.
We should get a crew
We
and go up
changed
there.
that town.
Let's go get birthday martinis, guys.
we changed
that town.
We put our
We're-
little
we're-
thumb
yeah,
mark
we're
on that
partially-
town.
We're partially responsible.
Yeah,
changing that
for their
town.
success. Yeah, like you guys, we could have like our stools can be our
Yeah.
You know, like
yeah.
Rizz and Lern little placard.
Yeah.
There's
That'd
the
be
picture.
fun.
with
So
John-
also,
with John
do they
Taffer.
do this at every episode? Because I noticed, like the manager, she had her hair all nicely done. Like everybody, dressed really nice for the big reveal. Is that a normal?
They probably
thing?
told
Yeah,
them to
they,
dress
but
up.
they know the big reveal is that Friday.
Huge, yeah.
They
Oh yeah, that's a
Recon
party.
Tuesday. They have Wednesday, Thursday, and all day Friday to rehab the bar. Friday night they reopen.
Yeah,
So,
the whole point is
Yeah.
full transformation.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like a sweet crew.
there we go. That was our bar rescue experience. Glad we could finally talk about it.
Yeah, it's been
We
so
did
much
it.
fun, and thanks to Rafe for the opportunity because, it probably would have been you and him if he had still been drinking.
636. Rizz only drives an hour for Captain Jim
True that.
That's a good point.
and John Taffer. Oh yeah, I should have gone that Friday. I do regret not going. Honestly,
It's pretty messed up.
I should have.
Yeah,
gone.
screen time, baby.
Yeah.
Kind of embarrassed to be your guys' friends. Right
It's
now.
all right.
I should have gone. It was I was lazy. Let's be honest.
It's Friday.
It was
could've at least-
Friday.
You could have had us go
was
and
Friday.
just be background people.
don't
Look like we just
drink.
randomly went there.
It was Friday. You had already had a
Yeah, you could've
4-day
gotten in
work
line.
week.
I don't know what was going on in my head.
I think that we couldn't make it. I feel like there was some other
No,
thing
I
going
know
on.
for a fact it was laziness. It was a fact. Lazy.
Year ago Friday. Let's look it up.
Whatever that. Let me see. 17th was a Tuesday. 18th.
I think
Wednesday,
Venus
Thursday.
was in
whatever the
retrograde.
20th.
Were you home alone?
Who knows? I don't know.
I think
Anyway,
that's what it was.
There it is. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm sure they'll replay it at some point. It'll be on the Paramount Plus app. Tune in. Let us know what you think. And just know, I did not order a birthday cake martini
Let it
on my
be
own.
known.
Okay? Let it be known.
We got to make those shirts, by the way, for the point.
Birthday cake martini.
Yeah, Rizz.
Yeah, it's just got you caricature, big smile, big old giant teeth, holding
Yeah,
this
with
thing up like
sprinkles
this.
on the rim. Sprinkles on the rim. Hey,
I would love that shirt.
DVs needs to make that.
I want a hoodie with that on the back.
the Rizz cake
Fine.
drink.
no. Hey, did you guys hear the story at a complete 180 here, guys? At a Perryville.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, somebody mentioned it this morning.
Cereal plant worker found dead in industrial oven.
I heard about this.
Oh my God!
How does this happen?
So authorities in Perryville, which is that our listening area?
Yeah,
Perryville
yeah.
is south. It's kind of near Cape Girardeau, right? Like down there.
Well, it's not even that far. It's just past Farmington.
Great bakery that has these coffee cakes that my stepdad always buys. Not that anybody cares about
in.
that, but I'm just saying.
A man is dead, and
I
all you
know.
can think about is coffee cake.
Well, it is really great coffee cake
Have
that you
some
put in your
coffee and
freezer.
cake.
Perryville, It's down near Chester.
Yeah, see, Farmington is over here on 67. If you keep going down 55, you go through.
Oh, Chester, Illinois is on the other side of the river.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Yeah, it's like halfway to Cape.
Okay.
Hockley Bakery. I'm just saying.
Hockley, okay.
Great peanut coffee cake.
What was he?
Well, according to the police department, a 38-year-old guy was found deceased at the Gilster Mary Lee cereal plant on Old Mary's Road. Police responded to a call reporting that a man was trapped inside an industrial oven. Oh, man.
Like what?
Oh.
Yeah, that's like, I mean, they make movies about this stuff.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, The Fly. Remember The Fly? He gets caught in that thing and you get caught in anything.
Horrible.
Like that. I mean, the Joker from the OG one, fell in the vat.
Oh.
Was he wearing purple by any chance? Had a little mask on?
No, he did not become the Joker or anything like that. He's dead.
The Cookie Crisp guy.
So how did this happen? Like, is this a
OSHA is investigating.
Oh, you think? Oh,
OSHA's investigating.
OSHA, okay.
The Occupational Safety and Health Administration.
Right.
And I asked this
FB.
earlier, but this is the only death that they know of that's happened in this place, right?
Is it?
I don't know. We need to investigate this.
A man died in the oven.
But they're not. It's not FBI investigating or something like that.
Well, first it's OSHA, and the OSHA figures out. It's a workplace accident, so OSHA's the one that will come in to investigate.
Naturally, but I'm saying they don't think there's foul play here.
What a bump. I'm so sorry for your loss, family out there.
Yeah, it's terrible.
That's terrible. Which, dying in an industrial oven. Terrible way to go.
Why are we putting locks on things like industrial ovens and like freezers?
I think normally they have
a safety, like a safety
latch
release from the inside.
Or a button at the least.
Something.
Right.
Yeah, but who knows if, sometimes maybe somebody
They said this was
out or something.
a man was trapped inside an industrial oven that had been shut down. So maybe it was shut down due to safety issues, and this guy got trapped inside somehow.
So how did he pass? Was it from?
I am assuming when somebody dies after they're trapped in an oven.
Yeah, but you said it was a shut down oven, so maybe it wasn't working. Maybe he suffocated, or
maybe it turned on. I don't know.
Gee whiz, man!
38
So many
years
questions.
old.
Yeah, 38 years old.
Terrible.
Which brings us to the worst ways to die list. And I would think being trapped in an industrial oven and burned alive, that would have to be somewhere on this list.
Especially at a happy place where it's cereal.
I don't know what they make there. But according to the worst ways to die list, number one, the worst way to die is being buried alive. Buried alive is number one, followed by burned at the stake, drowning, slow poisoning, and eaten by animals. I would actually put eaten by animals above slow poisoning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I would.
Would you not?
I think I would.
It depends on
the animal.
Like if it's like a chihuahua or something, that would be very painful. Just take forever and slowly get you.
Well, whether it be sharks, wolves, or insects, being conscious as you are consumed,
yes,
does not seem like a very pleasant thing.
Very Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
So buried alive, trapped underground, no escape, running out of air, total darkness, burned at the stake. You die from fire, you die from smoke inhalation, historically used as a method of execution. Drowning, the panic, the helplessness as water fills your lungs. The slow poisoning, suffering a drawn-out death as toxins destroy your organs. And then you're eaten by animals.
Yeeks. Yeah, that would be bad. Not a fan.
Locked in a freezer is number 11 on the list.
Yeah, I've known somebody that's gotten locked in a freezer.
I mean, don't you think that
terrifying.
Would be worse than an animal? Because most of the time, an animal attack, you kind of know what's happening.
Right.
You kind of see. But that one, you're just doing your normal thing that you've done 1,000 times, and all of a sudden it doesn't work this time, and you're stuck. So you can easily get out normally.
So when stories, catch wind, go across the planet, things like this, like the trapped in an oven.
Right.
The voting often changes the 1, 2, 3, 4. Like this is probably somewhat of an objective list.
It's all subjective.
Well, the subjective list is that ranker list that we review every
Right.
year or so, and there is a new number one that has been voted.
Really?
out.
Oh, what's number one?
The new number one, and I
The worst
think
ways to die.
this was back in
Staple
the
attack.
teens. The last time I think we went over it. Number one is slowly melted by acid.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that is not.
That does not sound neat.
Number two, up from 11. Now number 2, skinned.
Oh, skinned alive. Okay, yeah, skinned alive. That would
Number
suck.
3, these are all voted on. Number 3 is boiled alive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Number 4, like you mentioned, the animals eaten alive.
Yeah.
5 is then burned alive. 6 is tortured until death.
Yeah, that's number 7 on my
That
list.
should be a little higher.
And then we get into some of the classics. Number 7, Blood Eagle, because everybody's watching Vikings, and we want to talk about the Blood
Yeah, but I
Eagle
would put
again.
that under torture.
Yeah, okay. But slow decapitation is 8.
Yeah.
Number 9 is slow dismemberment.
Yeah, 12 on my list is decapitation, but botched execution.
Oh, boy.
When the head doesn't come cleanly off,
Yeah.
or there's a delay in losing consciousness.
Number 10, very specific, devoured by dogs in particular.
Wow.
Number 11, this is the one that I always think of every time we talk about this list. This is the one. It's called the Judas Cradle. Do you remember?
Is that the one
Judas
where you
Cradle?
sit on the
It's like the
on
pyramid.
the pyramid? Yeah.
And it
terrible.
just goes right through you, from
Terrible.
underneath.
On your list is trapped in space without a suit. Is that on there?
In space without a suit, no. But if you want to get specific, number 12 is slowly run over by a tank feet first.
What about a victim of quicksand?
Quicksand, I don't see that since the 80s, since we, know that most of that is a myth. Although we do have the Brazen Bull. Remember the Brazen Bull?
Yeah.
That's a fun one.
The Brazen Bull is, remember when Ace Ventura is in the rhinoceros and he starts to get real hot and sweaty? Mm-hmm. They put you in basically like a metal bull or a metal statue, and then they light a fire.
Yeah, it's
underneath it.
bronze. So it's a hollowed out bronze bull where they put a fire underneath.
Yeah. You guys have told me about
and
this.
you're cooked while you're and the nose of the bull looks like it's smoke coming out, but
Yeah.
it's you.
Mm-hmm.
It's like you're
theatrical.
It's like a new pope.
right.
Only it's your death.
It's your death.
Yeah.
Remember 14, straight out of the Middle East, and biblical times, stoned.
Yeah, I also got drawn and quartered.
That was number 15.
Yeah, drawn and quartered.
About to get there. Number 16, oh, how appropriate, human centipede, which, come on.
Okay.
Are people really concerned about this from one silly
Well,
movie?
you never know.
Number 17 is eaten by cannibals, specifically. 18 is impalement. 19, getting caught in the gears of a combine. Holy smokes.
Yeah, that's a tough
And
one.
number 20, very similar, wood chipper accident.
Yeah, I would also honorable mention sucked into a jet engine.
Oh, jet engine.
yeah.
Yeah,
Remember
that's
the guy?
as a
Remember
as
the,
honorable mention.
remember the guy that did that a couple years ago and survived?
Wow.
It was one of them cats,
Yep.
that's got the sticks, the glow sticks, and he's all, go this way, go this way. He's parking the jets, and he got sucked up.
Yeah, he lived.
But he had one of those, essentially like an Air Force helmet on, like a pilot's helmet. And as he goes through it, for some reason, just perfectly the turbine hits that helmet and exploded. So he's in it, doesn't get chopped, and doesn't get blown up when it explodes, and gets spit out the side, and he
Disemboweled
survived.
would not be great either. Yes, thank you, 314.
That could be fun.
He survived.
Hey, so it's a holiday week, so 4th of July is Friday. It's going to be a weird week, I think, for
It's on the 3rd.
every office. Stop it, Scott, please. Please. If you're going to sit in here, if you're going to sit in the studio on Rafe's spot,
Oh.
4th of July is on Friday, so it's going to be a weird week in the office. Every office. People taking time off, people traveling. According to AAA, a record 72.2 million Americans are traveling at least 50 miles from home at some point this week. At some point this week. Car, plane. Of course, the best time to travel. What are they saying? Best time to travel?
Like Wednesday?
Yeah, I would say earlier the better, right?
Worst time to travel is on the 4th between noon and 7 p.m. Best time to travel before. Pretty much, people are leaving today for places. Worst time to travel between 2 and 6 today. Best to leave before noon today if you're going somewhere. Yeah, if you can, hit the road early to avoid the worst of the traffic jams. Midday and afternoons when the highway is going to be most crowded, especially Wednesday, July 2nd and Sunday, July 6th.
Yeah, this is a road trip holiday.
This is a road trip holiday.
This is a not fun on 44 holiday.
No, but did you guys hear about this? If you're looking to save some money on gas, ever find yourself at the gas station wishing your tank and your wallet could last a little longer? Yeah. Have you heard of this slow pump hack?
No.
That people are talking about?
Yeah, because the gases, because the fumes. Dude, I had a guy, I still know this guy, we're buddies, but back in high school, and he had like an old classic car, you know? So like he was burning gas twice as fast as the rest of us. But he had a thing where he swore that gas was cheaper on, I forget, it was like Tuesdays or Wednesdays or something, and he would only fill up super early in the morning when the temperature was cooler.
Yeah.
So he would get up early on that day for school, on whatever it was, Tuesday or Wednesday, and only fill up at like 5:30 a.m. on a Tuesday morning. And he was obsessed about it. And he would pump extra slow because he's like, the fumes are taking up some of the taking up some of the tank, so I don't get as full a tank.
Right.
He was obsessed about like maxing out his gas.
That's the whole thing, like this slow pump hack. It also, I guess it's been around for a long time. I never heard about this before until last week, but there's a TikToker put out a video claiming that gently pumping, so basically using the slowest setting on the handle.
The first setting. First setting. That's what he said. He would always he's like.
So he's not doing it by hand. He's still using a little.
He would use the first setting. Yeah. He's like, just never put it on the other one. You're losing like $1 or $2.
Yeah. So if you use the slowest setting on the handle, it can help you get more mileage for your money. So the TikToker showed off her car dashboard, boasting a 522-mile range after spending just $30 in gas.
Okay.
And said it usually takes her about $60 to get 400 miles. Her logic, pumping slowly, helps avoid air bubbles so you get more gas in your tank. Is it true?
I don't know. I think didn't we debunk this myth just a couple years ago?
According to AAA, the whole slow pour trick is pretty much a myth.
Pretty much.
Well, it might feel like you're getting more. The experts say that any vapor loss happens later, not during the fill-up. And today's pumps are designed to be accurate no matter how fast you go.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if it was true back in the day then.
Yeah, it must have been.
Well, he or she is talking about it. There we go.
Nice. Well, try it.
The slow pump hack on it. They say it doesn't work. That has not stopped people from trying anyway. Some even say if it's all in their head, it's worth the shot, especially with gas prices these days. Bottom line, slow pump might not be the miracle solution that TikTok promises, but it's got everybody talking.
What about this? I filled up on Saturday, I guess, and, you know, my TLX, you know how you can look at how much gas you got, or accuracy, I guess, accurately, it tells you. It was like 495 miles. And then as I was leaving the gas station, and then as I was going down the highway, it said I had like closer to 600 miles in my tank. Like, what's up with that? Is that because I was burning fuel?
Maybe it took a while to...
Wait, say it again?
So as I'm rolling off of the gas station, I see that I got like 495 miles to go on my gas tank.
Yeah.
Because I just filled up. As I'm down the highway, I look down again, and I have close to 600 miles. Like, what could have happened as I'm leaving the pump that gave me 100 extra miles in a boost?
I guess it's the highway.
Well, maybe it's, it's averaging how much gas you're consuming, and maybe you're putting your foot into it more. I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know how that works. I think it's magic. I don't think anybody knows.
I love knowing how much gas I have. Whenever it tells you like you have less than 12 miles to go, I hate that. because I'm like, tell me exactly
Yeah.
how many miles I can go.
It is
Where's that
very
technology?
handy.
Where's
I
that
don't know.
AI?
I think it's magic, and I'm gonna stick with that.
Yeah.
But
But
nobody knows how it works.
I'm a fan of not having any gauges work. I'm just guessing. If
Just
you're-
guessing. That's fine. That's fine too. Hey, one more story before we move on. This one is not a great one. Headline: Scrolling on the toilet goes wrong. What could possibly go wrong here?
live stream.
What could possibly go wrong with the headline: Scrolling on the toilet goes wrong? Whatever you think it is, it's worse.
Oh boy.
45 minutes went by. They lost a toe. They lost so much circulation.
It's worse
Worse than that.
than you think.
Were
Snake.
they on a plane? Were they on ground?
No.
Okay.
33-year-old guy from China. Well, he found out the hard way that spending too long in the toilet with your phone could be way more dangerous than you think. So after 2 hours, he was on the toilet for 2 hours watching videos. He ended up with a rectal prolapse,
Oh, that's enough. That's enough.
which means that part of his intestine actually slipped out of his body. And for those unfamiliar, a rectal prolapse is when the rectum, the last part of your large intestine, loses its support and pushes through the anus, sometimes sticking out several inches.
Goodness gracious. You know, he may have had a weak one
Is
to
it
begin with.
is it
That's
painful?
true.
I
Yes.
assume.
Has to be.
It's as painful and alarming as it sounds.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, man, why am I squirming? Ugh.
Do you want to know how much he prolapsed?
Like an organ fell out?
4 inches.
5 inches.
Oh, it touched water.
Maybe that's how
Now-
he knew. Maybe he just kept on creeping.
How big is
and all of a
5
sudden He was like,
inches?
well, it's chilly down there.
I could.
You know
Oh,
exactly how big 5
my.
inches is.
Do I? How would I know that? How big's 5 inches? Somebody, Scott.
It's a. Okay, 5 inches.
5 inches.
5 inches is average. Right?
Not for your anus.
Well, no.
For your.
I mean, you're giving birth through your
It's a little
butt.
less, a little less.
That's
there.
terrifying.
Probably.
Like, does an intestine start to leak out?
That's 5 inches.
Butt birth.
Yeah, because it's 6 is half your foot basically, and then one little.
No,
Oh.
that is no way 5 inches. You are insane over there.
Are you good at judging
What do you
length?
No, I'm terrible
I'm
at that.
terrible at it.
Look at
I-
this.
What
Like-
do you mean?
How wide
Like,
is a piece
okay,
of paper? 8
Wait,
by.
what are you saying?
This pin is probably 6 inches.
Oh
So,
my gosh!
No,
If that, you know what? I'm sure there's somebody in this world that's happy that you think that's 6 inches.
All right,
Is
so
this 6 inches?
We don't have a ruler in
It's
there. You
8
gotta be kidding me.
Isn't this 8? Aren't these 8 by 11?
You know
Yeah,
what?
those are 8 by
So if you-
11.
We don't
Well,
need
maybe
to. We don't need to teach women
3.
exactly how many.
Okay, so that's okay.
No,
Pull
it's
it
a
the
little
other
less.
way.
Okay, it
you're
says-
going long ways. That's the 11. Go the other way.
8.5.
8.
This is 11.
right.
long-
That's
with.
11.
Yeah.
8.5. So you're taking 3 off there, right? Mm-hmm. All right, then that's 5.5. I'm with you.
Okay.
There is
Oh
no
my
way.
God, that's
There
how
is
much-
No way.
That's how much intestine was sticking out of his tushy hole.
Yeah.
Oh.
He's right. Touching water.
Oh. Why is it?
In any scenario.
Oh.
Stir in the pool.
Ew, it's like an elephant trunk, right? Like, is that what it looks like?
They
It's-
call it the pink sock.
The pink sock.
No,
Yeah, dude.
no pink sock.
A dollar bill is 6 inches.
I want to hang that from my chimney.
Is it really?
This is a card-only show. We have no cash.
Is it really? Hang on. What about a $20 bill? Let's see. Okay. I have a 5
Wow.
here.
Yeah, you're definitely touching water. Unless you got one of those hippie low flow toilets.
You
Yeah.
said this is 6 inches?
Yeah. So take an inch off that.
Everybody's
looks-
giving me crap. This
looks
is
small
6
to me.
inches.
That looks small to me.
That's like a foot.
What is
This is a foot. If you put a marker on top of a pen,
Yeah.
that's probably a foot.
Well, the guy got to the hospital with severe pain and blood in his stool. Doctors found found out about 5 inches of his intestine had pushed out.
Oh my gosh.
The most serious kind of prolapse. Without quick surgery, He risked it happening again every time he coughed or strained. So I guess he tried to push it back up in there.
I was just going to say, so you said, they said there was 5 inches when he got to the hospital. You know there was way more before that.
Man.
So
So
there's nobody that's not trying to push that
You
back
just
in.
pull your tongue, right, to bring it back up?
Yep.
That's right. If the cartoons have taught us anything, it's that.
Yeah, that's right, Trevor. Nothing worse than wet socks, am I right?
Golly.
So how does this happen? Doctors explain that sitting on the toilet for a long period, especially while distracted by your phone, causes blood to pool in that area. This increases the risk of issues like hemorrhoids or erectile prolapse. It can confuse your body, making you feel like you always need to go even when you don't. Plus, getting caught up with your phone can mess up with your body's natural signals, leading to constipation or bowel problems. For anyone with a heart or circulation issue, sitting too long can up the risk of stroke or heart attack.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm shifting in my seat because
I
I'm
know.
quite uncomfortable.
That is
That's a nightmare.
that is a nightmare. I do not want anything that's on the inside to be on the outside.
Yeah, well, when you go, you got to take me to the hospital. Take me to the hospital.
And why is that?
I mean, once you
I'd want you going to the hospital. You're driving.
Once you stretch that out, you teach your body how to do that. I mean,
Right.
You're screwed, brother.
Dude.
Well, I say that happens to a lot of bodybuilders.
What are you going to do? You can't sew it up. You're going to need that thing. So now every time you sit down, the rest of your life, 2-3 times a day, you fool. Now you're going to have to deal with that stress.
Oh, man. And then you're afraid to have bowel movement for the rest of your days.
That's what I'm saying.
Where are you going to
Like
watch videos?
You're going to lose weight. He ain't going to be eating.
Yeah, that's always, you got PTSD.
That's what I mean. Like, you're not going to sit down for more than a few seconds. You're going to be, you know what? Can't do this now.
Like, how do they fix that?
Can't do this now.
Shove it back up in you?
I think they just sew up your butthole for a little while.
No, you can't.
No, you can.
What you mean?
People
Like,
do
put an
that.
They could do a detour.
Do
Yeah, they
do the
can do a
ostomy?
detour.
Well, Jeff
come out your ear.
had a detour.
Yeah, but not because he pink socked.
No. But if you need to give that area a rest, like while you heal.
I'm just saying, he's not going to heal up here, man.
No, in your
How
head,
did they
no.
deal with
When
that?
it's- Yeah, he's
No, it's over, buddy.
Prolapsed.
How do you fix a prolapsed rectum?
You're not healing up
yeah, I
here,
wonder if
man.
it's-
Let's go AI. Here
There's
we
got
go.
to be muscle works you can do, right?
Okay, so it can range from non-surgical approaches like dietary adjustments, not eating, and Kegel exercises to surgical procedures to correct.
Yeah, I think this with 5 inches sticking out of your butt.
Jimmy,
Ah.
did you do your Kegels today?
With 5 inches out there, I'm sure surgery is
Don't forget what
probably
happened.
the only option for this poor fella.
Okay, so there's something called a rectopexy, which is anchoring the rectum,
Wow.
or resection, which is removing a portion of the rectum.
Oh, my God.
So those are part of the surgical
God.
repairs.
Just whatever's hanging out, snip, snip, snip.
Snip, snip, snip.
Oh,
Yo, brother,
God.
what's the next story?
that-
Give me the next story.
Heavens, man.
Start to squirm again.
Oh.
It's like the movie
A little
Tremors.
snip, snip.
So it doesn't go away on its own. You will eventually need surgery to fix it.
Hey, you guys remember those things that we would get like as prizes at Exhilarama or whatever, and they were like,
Oh, yeah.
you know what I'm
And
talking
that
about? And it's like
little wiggly.
it
Yeah,
was like
the-
a whoop, and it would like slip out of your hands, and it was so sexually, whatever. That's what that's what I.
It was like a little
picture.
wiggly thing with like a gel inside that had a hole in the
yeah,
middle.
it was like green. Sometimes it was sparkly, had glittery or something. You know what I'm talking
I
about?
know
You
what you're
squeeze it,
talking
go whoop.
Yep.
That is exactly what I feel like that
Yeah,
looked
the
like.
slippy socks, right?
Yeah, it was like this with my squishy. It's like, whoop.
Yeah, what were those called? What do you call them?
All right, let's move on.
They had to have had a name. What were those things called? Somebody on the texter or on something, tell me.
It had a hole in the middle, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you could like put a finger in it, kind of, but it was
Yeah.
like it was. I wouldn't say a hole. I mean, it did go through.
did go
because
through.
it would overlap itself and go.
This conversation is ruining elephants for me right now because all I can think about is like an elephant trunk, and that's what the end of
Out of
your
somebody's-
intestine, like,
They need to lift their head
that's
up.
what it looks
Guys, enough.
Okay.
Today's Teamers Remember the Day is brought to us by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill, the official sports bar of the Rizz Show and home to St. Louis sports fans since 1990 from Cottleville. Love Cottleville.
like. We love Cottleville.
Yeah, dude.
Christopher Pickle.
Yeah,
is out.
Yeah, Chris Pickle.
Get your pickle.
Chris Pickle. Chris loves the team's take on current events and all the games we play. Chris listens to the show daily while he works from home. The show ends 15 minutes before his first work meeting, which is great. So everything times out right. Everything's coming up, Chris. Chris Pickle from Connellville is our Team Rizz member today. The water snake toy.
Water snake
toy. Get yourself signed up, 1057thepoint.com/Team Rizz.
There it is. So they're called water snakes or snake jellies?
The water snake toy.
Oh, look at this. Look, you can get a giant one with dinosaurs in it.
All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with crap on celebrities. Has anybody heard of the band Velvet Sundown?
No.
The Velvet Sundown? Interesting. I'm going to tell you about this band after the break.
Okay.
All right, Lern, what do you got for us?
Well, Beyonce gets stuck mid-air. An illegal record in Missouri that you cannot buy. F1 dominates the weekend. And what did not age well out of these shows from the 90s?
All right, we got that. We got your crappy birthday, the porno birthday. We'll talk about this band, the Velvet Sundown, and round of applause. Most of us will clap, even if a performance sucks. We'll chop it up next. Stay there. All right, welcome back to the Rizz Show. Phone number 314-624-3833 or 618-398-3833. The Mick Studio Cams, 1057thepoint.com/Rizz. The Schreier Air text line. That's right, the Schreier Air text line, 314-649-DUMB. Emails RizzShow at 1057thepoint.com. Sex time fun facts coming up. Couple misconnections for you. All right, question. You're going out, let's say you and your significant other, you're going out with two other couples. You're going out for dinner. Now, you get to the restaurant, it's a booth situation.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big 6-person booth situation. Who sits where?
Dibs on middle.
It's a booth.
There's really 3 options. I think there's the guys versus girls.
So girls on one side, guys on the other side?
I think there's the couple, and then one couple splits and faces each other. So two couples are
sit next to each other.
Yeah, sitting next to each other. And it goes, for instance, one side is girl in this relationship, guy from that relationship, and then guy from the split relationship, you see? And then across that is the same thing, but in reverse.
Yeah,
so,
it's an interesting conundrum
Don't
we
you
were in
think it
last
should
night.
be 2 guys, and then 1 girl, and then 2 girls, 1 guy, because you'll have more room, right?
Well, here's what happened last night.
Okay.
Went out to dinner with 2 other couples. It was a booth situation.
Mm-hmm.
And mind you, this booth was in the middle of the restaurant, so it was open on both sides. No, the booth was not up against a wall.
Oh,
Okay.
that's convenient.
Yeah, that's nice.
So there's 2 exits. So the wives all went on one side, and the guys went on another side, and I was in the middle. I'm like,
Yeah, way to
Somebody
go.
put baby in the middle.
I was in the middle of the man sandwich. I go, this sucks.
Did you remind everyone, I'm on TV, and I'm in the middle right now?
I'm going to be on Bar Rescue tonight, and I'm sitting
Right.
in the middle. I don't know if there was a right or wrong answer here.
I'm a
I think
TV
that,
star.
for the 6-pack like that of people, I think that's the right answer.
Girls on one side, guys on the other?
Yeah, because then we can all be on our side talking. Because you guys probably were talking about 2 different things, right? Where there was probably collaborative conversation happening at one point, but then the guys probably started talking about something, and then the girls probably split.
Well, guy stuff?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's-
like sports
tools
and
cars,
like,
guns.
tools.
you know.
yeah, but it's so much more convenient to talk across the table
Right.
than next to
You talk across
It's so
the next.
awkward.
I know, but then you're going to have an odd man out. Because what do? You put all the guys on one side of the table, all the girls on the other, like long-wise, where there's 2 girls on this side and
This
1
is why I
across.
don't go out. I hate going out.
We went out to dinner. We went actually to Gallagher's on Friday night. We went to Old Monroe Distillery,
yeah,
which is the new
Gallagher's.
Stumpy's
Nice.
distillery off of Route 3 in between Columbia and Waterloo. And it was great. Sat on the patio there, and it was just my mom, my sister, my stepdad, Tim, and I. And I let Emily, my sister, and Tim, sit on one side of the table. I sat with my mom, and then Jerry was at the head of the table. And then we went to dinner to Gallagher's in Waterloo, and we let Emily be the head of the table. And then my mom and Jerry were on one side, Tim and I are on
You
the
get
other.
fried chicken?
No, I didn't get the fried chicken. I got scallops.
Very famous for their fried chicken.
I know.
Out there at Gallagher's. All right, here's another question. If you're at a concert and it sucks, do you still clap at the end?
Sucks how?
It depends on what kind of venue. If you're at the amphitheater, it doesn't really matter.
Whose fault is it that it sucks?
Yeah, sound guy or artist?
Yeah.
Artist.
Yeah, you clap.
You know what? There's so many people. It takes so much effort and so many different people to put on a show that, yeah, you clap, you applaud the effort. Hey, man, that wasn't your best. I might skip the next one.
Because if you're at a restaurant,
But thanks for
someone
being
serves you
here.
food, you still tip.
Having a good time.
Yeah,
You know
I'm
what?
having a
And
good
here's what the first thing I thought. What's the first act that you think of when I say, if the concert still sucks, do you still clap? If the concert sucks, do you still clap?
It's old timey rockers that are up there.
I'm thinking of one specific act.
I have two that come to mind immediately when you say this.
Like Bob Dylan.
If you're at a concert that sucks, do you still clap at the end?
Bob Dylan.
Like Bob Dylan this weekend, probably people were clapping and didn't mean to.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I heard it was terrible.
Can you tell me what happened? Because I read the greatest tweet ever.
I didn't read any reviews, but I can just only imagine.
From what I
was there.
understand,
Yeah, Rafe and Tina went.
from what I understand, Bob Dylan was horrific.
Yeah. But that's his whole
Yet
thing.
people still clap because it's Bob Dylan.
Right.
I am going to read you. I'm going to read you the greatest review
Go.
of a concert. This is from Jimmy Griffin.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I saw this on like
Jimmy
yeah.
Griffin, El
That dress was
Monstero,
big.
I mean, like a
Hard Promises.
I mean, Mr. Music.
Celebration Day.
But also Mr. Sweetheart, Like,
yeah,
I'm sure
he is
sweet-
a
sweet man.
Sweet boy, yes.
Here's his tweet, okay? And he posted a picture of Bob Dylan when he was younger.
Yes.
The quintessential Bob Dylan. It says, saw this amazing man last night. As long as humans listen to music, you will hear Bob Dylan. He is genius personified. Having said that, ... Sometimes I believe he continues to tour as a twisted inside joke to make the entire world watch him learn how to play piano on stage.
That's right.
Nothing but love for the man.
Perfect review, Jimmy.
And you know what? That's what I heard.
That's
what I heard. So he basically came out and just banged on a piano, and of the songs that he did different versions, and he
Right.
didn't sound great. And
A
he's an
the-
old man.
He's the original Maynard James Keenan. I feel like and Trent Reznor and all these guys that look for somebody like Bob Dylan to not make that it's almost like torture and a sick prank that they're coming out and they're like, we know you love us, we know what you want us to do. We're not going to do any of that.
I disagree with putting those two in the Bob Dylan category.
Maynard for sure though.
Twisted.
He still sounds good all the time.
Well, he still sounds good, but I'm saying he'll never do what you want him to do.
No, and that's fine.
But that's part of the gimmick
That's
of going.
part of the artistry. Fine.
A
That's what I
twisted
mean.
inside
Bad
joke
is bad.
Of course, Maynard sounds
to
great.
make the entire world watch him learn how to play piano on stage.
That's exactly what I heard from multiple people.
So when you asked the question, my very first memory went to the Smashing Pumpkins show at the Fox. That at the end, again, I'm just going to preface this for those that haven't heard the story. I did not pay for this ticket, and I had great seats right in the middle. And they did not play a lot of the hits that you would assume or almost demand them to play. And then he ended it with a 13-minute bird whistle solo.
But you clapped.
I clapped because I was like, I love this guy. He's trolling the living crap out of 5,000 of us right now. And dude, I saw people, and I mean diehards, leaving so pissed.
People in zero
On the-
shirts.
So pissed. They were
On the,
anti-Smashing Pumpkins by the end of that show. But I applauded because I was like, yes, you troll us, dude. This is great.
217 on the Schreier text line. I was there this weekend. Bob Dylan was terrible. I thought immediately of Corey Feldman.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, man, it was awful.
That was
but
like-
we're all still clapping
that was
because
like-
it's you got up there, buddy.
Watching a child perform that isn't very talented.
Now, 60% of Americans will clap no matter what. And that is according to the numbers. 60% of Americans will clap no matter what they see.
That's nice.
I clapped at the, oh shoot, what's that band called? They played 3 songs and left, and they said a bird pooped on them. But
Kings
they
of
were
Leon.
Kings of Leon. I was at that show, and I clapped at that because I was like, wow, dude, because I had kind of known some of the things that were happening backstage, and I was.
I'm an automatic clapper at most events. Not school recitals, though. They got to earn that. Sorry, kids.
That's the one zone
Yeah,
that
that's
you
the one
don't.
thing.
I
Sorry,
agree
kids.
on
You got that rendition of "I'm a Little Teapot." Just was not up
Do
to
better,
snuff.
kids.
Do better, kids. I'm an automatic clapper. I think.
Yeah.
The other band that I thought of is a band that I've seen hundreds of times. Also toured with them a couple times. So I don't feel like this is super insulting to say because they're one of my favorite bands ever, forever will be. And I love watching them, and I will watch them all the time. But they are the most inconsistent band I've ever seen because one day they will be magnificent, like best rock show you've ever seen, and the next one you're like, what
Who
happened?
is it?
Who is it?
Go ahead.
It's the Deftones.
Oh, they're hit or miss.
The Deftones is the most hit or miss band I've ever seen, and I've seen them hundreds
Them and the
of times.
Offspring.
I would say we would take lawn chairs and sit on the side stage because they played right after us. We'd run and shower real quick, grab our lawn chairs, and then go watch. And I saw them play the best and the worst shows all within the same month.
I'm super biased. They're my faves, and every time I love it. Album-wise, they've disappointed me.
Clap either way, automatic.
But that's what I'm saying.
When I'm in
Clapping.
the presence of Chino, I'm excited, and no matter what is going on, I'm because I've been there for sober Chino, I've been there for messed up Chino,
Right.
and
Skinny Chino.
Not
Skinny Chino.
right.
I've also been a part
love
of
it all.
I've
Me
also
too. That's what I'm saying. That's one that even when they were garbage and you just like, wow, they just fell flat on their face, you're still like, this is the freaking Deftones.
I've also been part
love
of
this
a
band.
standing ovation that I was very reluctant to join.
What?
A magician or something?
No, you ever been like part of a, I don't know, whether it be a graduation or something happening.
Always.
And everything starts
forever.
everybody starts to stand, and I go, oh,
Standing O's are
this
my...
is not a,
I know.
this is not a standing O, and everybody's doing, I'm not going to be the one.
Dude, standing
Right.
O's are my opportunity to do the Seinfeld quote because he talks about like having to do standing O's and he looks around and he goes, oh, we're doing this now?
Yep.
I say that every single standing O. Oh, we're doing this.
I'll roll my eyes and go, oh, fine, standing O. I want to tell you about this group called the Velvet Sundown.
Okay.
Has anybody heard of them?
No.
The Velvet Sundown.
I've seen the name getting passed around.
Right?
Velvet Revolver, Velvet.
Do you know
Sundown.
why?
Yeah.
You know why? So if you listen, the Velvet Sundown. If you haven't heard of them, nobody really knows who or what they are.
Aliens.
The band pretty much came out of nowhere, and in less than a month, they've already racked up 400,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, which is not bad for a group that might not even be real.
No.
They're saying this is an AI generated band that is starting to get some play.
Actually, if you come out this weekend, we'll be playing. It's my band. I didn't want to tell anybody, but
So
I'll take the
according
names
to
for
their
everything we do.
Spotify profile, the Velvet Sundown are a 4-piece made up of a vocalist and mellotron sorcerer named Gabe Farrow,
Okay.
guitarist Lenny West,
He's awesome.
bassist synth alchemist Milo Raines, and the free-spirited percussionist Orion Del Mar.
Wow, he's a cool one.
They describe their sound as cinematic alt-pop and dreamy analog soul, which admittedly sounds pretty cool, I'll be honest with you. That's a pretty cool description of
Yeah.
music, but here's where things get weird. Fans on Reddit started to notice there's barely any information about the band online except for their streaming profiles. The band's Instagram features photos that look a little too perfect, like they were generated by AI. Even their supposed quote from Billboard appears to be totally made up. This is their quote. The memory of something you never lived and somehow make it feel real. What?
The memory. Say that again.
The memory of something you never lived and somehow make it feel real.
Dude, I'm gonna get that tattooed on me.
So their music is on other platforms too, like Apple Music and Deezer. Anybody heard of Deezer?
Deezer, yeah.
Yeah, they're a good band.
In fact, Deezer even tags some of their tracks as potentially AI generated. Spotify for now doesn't require artists to admit if AI was involved, so it's all a bit mysterious.
I love that this is an AI band and they still made one guy the hottest guy in the band. Like they could have all been hot, but they chose to just, and he's probably what, the guitarist or the drummer, and super babe, fake guy, but
Yeah, the conspiracy theory is some of these streaming. I won't say the name of it, but there's one that supposedly the head guy has been investing heavily in AI, which I think every company's doing. But they're saying that it's the way to eventually not pay artists, where you just have great music on your platform and no artists.
So AI generated music it's a pretty hot topic right now with some big names in the industry, Elton John, Paul McCartney, raising concerns about what it means for real musicians. Meanwhile, this Velvet Sundown is quietly building a big audience, even as people debate if they're an actual band or just a clever piece of code.
you got some music from them?
I do.
I'm so curious.
This is called Floating on Echoes. Remember, they're being described as, let me see here, cinematic alt pop and dreamy analog soul.
Well, they got the description right.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's not bad. If I played this for you, you wouldn't be able to tell if this is real or not.
Absolutely not.
So finding out that it is AI, how do you feel about that?
I'm sad.
Right.
I like it, and that's fine, but I'm sad because you'll never see this band on tour. You'll never meet this band.
But do you listen
never
to
shake hands with them. I could listen to this.
Well, here's the other question: Who can you actually rightfully own that AI?
I don't
Or
know.
is it
Here's
just anybody's free use? So, like, I could just be that band this weekend, have the merch, everything, right? Because no one really owns it.
Oh, yeah, I just looked them up on Instagram, and there's like 25 profiles of Sundown Official, or what Velvet Sundown Official.
the Velvet Sundown.
I'm not saying I'm going to have merch in a few minutes, but just check King's Got Rules. You're
Get
gonna be
your
able to
the
get all
Velvet
exclusive-
Sundown merch.
Yeah.
You know what it is, Moon? For me, you remember Girl Talk, the guy who used to splice up all the songs into really cool tracks? And like, okay, there's this DJ and called Girl Talk, and he would take like really well done like classic rock and hip hop and all these pop songs, and he'd mash them up beautifully, and he'd have dance parties. Like I've seen him at the pageant a couple of times. And to me, that's kind of AI already, because it's like he's splicing up other people's music and putting it together into a track that actually sounds really cool.
And he put music out?
And he puts, you can like follow him on Spotify and whatnot.
The difference is, though, that all those artists that are being sampled are being paid for their work.
Yeah, and I understand that, but I'm just talking about from the sound standpoint only. Like, that to me is kind of AI-ish.
Here's where a
considering
big
this.
problem comes in. And somebody brought this up, and I was gonna bring this up too. This is being put on people's like discovery playlists,
Right.
Right.
Yeah, this is
So
the
it's
problem.
being. I don't know if it's a problem. I'm not gonna say it's a problem. I'm gonna say this is where it is. This is where we are. Like, so if my Discover Weekly, which Spotify cultivates for me, will say, "Hey, Rizz, listen to this.
Right.
You may like this."
And you do.
Yeah.
And I would put it on, and I have no idea it's AI or not.
Right.
And I'd be in my car going, what is this? Oh, the Velvet Sundown. Okay, it's
All
cool.
right.
It's cool. Here's another song. It's called Dust on the Wind. Dust on the wind. We are nothing but dust on the wind. Right? If this came up, you go, that's all right. Would you think this is AI as soon as you heard it?
No.
No. It's not bad.
It's not bad. Dude, I took a quiz this week. The New York Times put out is it AI or real with videos? And I got a 50%. So there's no way to tell visually, audibly. It's wild.
This could be a new Nathaniel Rateliff. I have no idea.
Yeah.
No idea. This is what's hot right now.
What's the ethics involved in this?
Yeah, I think it's.
Because that's the thing I haven't really read much, and I honestly haven't gone down this whole, but my husband and I were talking about this weekend, like, what are the ethics with AI with disclaiming that something is artificially generated?
That's the question.
And that's going to be dude, this, and I sent it to you this morning, Rizz, and I'm excited to see what your score will be whenever you take that quiz. It's
Right.
like 10 questions, and you watch a snippet of these videos, and you're supposed to say, is it AI or not? And it's very hard to decipher what is a deep fake and what is real. And so what is going to be the regulation of AI moving forward? And why are we not regulating it right freaking now?
I don't get it. It seems so simple to regulate now, and
they're waiting. There's actually part of a bill, I believe, where they're waiting like 10 years to actually put regulation on AI generated
why
stuff.
are they making
Well,
this
it's,
work?
it is an ethical thing. Should it be disclosed immediately that is that it's
That's
AI
fake.
generated or not?
Music
I-
industry is going to have to make a decision, for sure.
They have to.
And Spotify, and I can guarantee you, Spotify will make a decision when Taylor Swift does what she does.
This may be the thing that gets people talking. Like, this is being, again, served to people in their Discover Weekly playlists, and it's not real.
Right.
Yeah.
When Taylor Swift and the very few people, I can't think of more than her right now, that have control over the big conglomerates like Spotify and say, like, hey, I'm going to pull my music again. Remember? She's done this
Yeah.
before. And when she says, hey, you either have to disclaim that it's AI or not allow it on the platform, or I'm off, that's when they'll do something.
well,
Yeah.
Because until then, it's just more music that can be listened to on their platform.
We shall see. I just thought it was very interesting. So check out the Velvet Sundown. Listen for yourself.
Think about that for young artists, though, because it's a pay-to-play game. You have to spend money and all this kind of stuff, and you're up against 100,000 new songs being put out every day.
I know.
100,000.
That's crazy.
So if AI jumps in, it's going to be 100 million.
And this is going to be a thing too, where you know for sure there's going to be bands out there that are just pumping out AI songs that ever play them live or anything like that. It's just AI.
Yeah, you never. This is,
T.
it could be a tool used for good or
I'm
bad.
not saying
I don't know.
it's-
Dude, humanoid
good.
bandmates. I mean, we're going to be, it's not, these humanoid robots aren't going to be just for killing
Well,
things. It's going to be, they're going to have
I,
bands.
for one, love
Our overlords?
You stop this.
our
You're staying
AI
with the
musical.
humans.
What? All right, here's what happened. Not just today, but 10 years ago this week. All right, here. So put yourself back 10 years ago this week. Here's what happened in history, in entertainment history. 10 years ago this week, Joey Chestnut lost the Nathan's hot dog eating contest for the first time in 8 years. He ate 60 hot dogs, and competitive eater Matt Stoney ate 62. It's still the only time he's competed and lost since 06. And by the way, he is back this year. Joey Chestnut's back this year. He holds a record of 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes set in 2021. 10 years ago this week, Ben Affleck and Jennifer Garner announced they are getting divorced. The announcement came one day after their 10th anniversary. 10 years ago this week, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis get married. They tied the knot July 4th, 2015. 17 years after first meeting as cast members on That 70s Show. 10 years ago this week, Rihanna did something no other artist had done. The RIAA announced she was the first artist to rack up more than 100 million gold and platinum song certifications. 10 years ago this week, The Tonight Show was on hiatus after Jimmy Fallon almost lost a finger. Do you remember what
that's
happened?
right. Ring of
avulsion.
Yeah, finger avulsion.
He tripped on a rug, caught himself on a countertop, and his wedding band caused a ring avulsion. He was in the ICU for 10 days. It basically stripped.
Yeah, we looked up
the
pictures
skin.
when that happened on the show, and all of us have been traumatized ever since.
Rumor has it he was hammered and fell. That's the rumor. Let me see here. 10 years ago this week, crypto was giving people diarrhea. A disease called cryptosporidium, or crypto for short, was infecting pools and hot tubs, making people ill. Most people still hadn't heard of cryptocurrency 10 years ago. 10 years ago this week, people were wondering if South Park would make it to 20. Co-creator Matt Stone calmed fans' nerves by saying they would not stop unless it got canceled. Season 27 set to premiere next Wednesday. And 10 years ago this week, the trailer for Creed was released. People weren't sure if the Rocky spinoff would work. Went on to make $174 million.
Great movies.
Michael B. Jordan.
I love Michael B. Jordan. I got a thing for that guy. I think
He's incredible.
I think he's freaking awesome. And I watched those movies reluctantly, and I was like, these are great.
They're great.
Have you watched Sinners yet?
No.
I can't wait for that I think it's coming to HBO soon, and I'm excited to watch that from my house.
Yeah, he's so talented. Even when he was a kid.
That's what happened 10 years ago this week. All right, time to find out what's going on in the world of music and entertainment with your crap on celebrities.
And it's brought to you by Mentality. Our patients experience a 30% increase in testosterone levels. Reclaim your health at mentalityhealth.com/radio. Did you see this Beyonce getting stuck in midair?
Oh, wow.
I know.
Everybody was,
Yay.
thank God she survived.
So she was in Houston on Saturday. She's okay. So she was singing 16 Carriages, and I guess during this song, she goes up into this car, and she goes out into the crowd, above the crowd, to kind of give people that didn't have front row seats a little bit more of an accessibility to her. And so the vehicle was supposed to make its way around the venue.
She flies above the crowd.
Oh, sweet.
And then it came to a complete stop. And so here's a little audio from the show on Saturday.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. She's in no danger.
No,
Stop
sounds
it.
like a funeral.
It was tilting.
It was leaning pretty heavy.
Yeah, she's all harnessed
but if
in.
she
She's
falls,
fine.
she'll just bounce.
So luckily,
Thank you, Scott. That's not terrible.
they got her out of there. They put the car down. It was just a
She did
production issue.
survive.
She did
Everything is
survive.
right.
Everything is okay.
The airbags
Everything is
deployed.
right.
That has to be
Again.
scary though. If you've been doing this, multiple nights and it's worked out every time since, and now it's not working, and you're up there, and yeah, hopefully she was harnessed.
I
then.
don't like artists that fly above the crowd.
Come on, it's cool. Wolfgang Van Halen discussed his decision to drop the WVH from his band Mammoth before releasing their latest single, The End. Wolfie's going to be in town at the factory later this year. Here he is talking about the name change.
Okay, Wolfgang Van Halen.
So Wolfgang's band name comes from his dad's old band,
Right, Mammoth.
Mammoth, that Eddie Van Halen and Alex Van Halen had when David Lee Roth joined in 1974. So now they officially are called Mammoth. Because I always hated the WVH. I didn't know it was a trademark issue. I just figured
Somebody got paid off.
somebody got paid off. So
They bought it and got the Mammoth trademark, and good for Wolfie.
good for
Yeah.
Wolf.
And by the way, speaking of bands that go around in cars in front of the audience, the Dave Matthews Show is really fun when he gets in his little bus and goes above the crowd.
Oh, is
Pretty exciting.
I empty the toilet on top of the people
Yeah, it's really
joke?
fun.
We're in it right now. We're in the
a little
joke.
niche audience is going to get that reference, Scott.
That's like
In
a 10-year
Chicago, right?
that's a
He moved in
10-year-old
Chicago?
Story.
That's a if you don't-
20-year-old story.
it's probably 20 years old.
Yeah.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So the
okay.
story goes, Dave Matthews Band, they're in Chicago. They're driving over a bridge, and the bridge has grates
Yeah, it's over the river.
that goes over the river. And the bus driver decides to empty the toilet, the Dave Matthews Band tour toilet, over the grates.
Yeah, the Blackwater tank, which is probably a week or two's worth of the flushes.
Fecal matter.
The yumminess.
Yeah.
There happened to be a tour boat passing underneath. Very bad timing.
Right.
Poo-poo rain.
And it was terrible.
Crash
and they wound up
into
getting
me.
sued and having to settle with all these people.
Yeah.
So excellent reference, Scott.
Very good.
Good job,
What
buddy.
Thank you for
Say.
taking us back in
Good.
time.
Yeah, thank you for having to explain that.
That was nice. That was
Excellent.
really cool. A vinyl record press this year was illegal to buy in Missouri. So this is interesting. So the Ataris, they did Don Henley's Boys of Summer. They had a song, Car Song, pressed into a limited edition 7-inch vinyl that was mixed with some of the ashes of singer Chris Rowe's late father, William Charles Rowe. And so if you wanted to buy Car Song, even though it is perfectly legal to sell human remains in the United States in just 42 states, it is illegal in 8 of them, including Missouri. We can't buy this record.
Oh, I didn't know that. So
God, it was so lame.
We
I
are
know-
so lame.
Yeah, so if you want to sell... Okay, so the guy's ashes are mixed into the pressing.
Into the pressing.
Into the pressing of the vinyl. So
Yes.
technically you are buying human remains.
Yeah.
So
I gotta drive.
letter of the law,
I got to cross the border.
They said...
you need to smuggle it into Missouri.
I know.
They said, do not order the William Charles Rowe Memorial Ashes variant if your delivery address is in these 8 states: Florida, Georgia, Massachusetts, Missouri, New Hampshire, South Carolina, Texas, and Virginia. Because it's illegal.
Wow, we're lame.
We're
Well,
super lame.
you know what you got to do? You got to buy it somewhere else and keister it
That's right.
Yeah.
Get it across the border.
to bring it to Missouri. So good luck with that.
Good luck. Rob McElhaney from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is legally changing his name to just simply Rob Mac.
So that's why he's changing it, because you said it wrong. It's McElhaney.
McElhaney.
Right. Well, I looked up the phonetics. I did this because I wanted to get it right. And it says Mick L. Haney.
Oh, I heard him always as McElhaney, but you could be right.
Well, he's going by Rob Mac. So the shortened first and last name brings him much closer to his character in It's Always Sunny in
Mac.
Philadelphia, which is just simply Mac. Now, his wife, Caitlin Olsen, also a co-star on the show, and the kids, they're not impressed by this. They actually are really kind of trepidatious about it because they all have his last name. And so now he doesn't even have his own last name, but his children and his wife will.
That's funny.
And
When is that show coming back?
I don't know, because
Always
that's one
Sunny?
that never gives up. Like that.
It's Always Sunny.
8
Is
million
excellent.
I know.
Excellent.
I feel like this show,
I think it's
we
soon.
are the cat. We're the gang. I feel like, I'm Sweet D and you guys are, who wants to be Danny DeVito?
Oh, by the way, let
be.
me bring this up. So Friday, we were doing Donnie's Radiothon, and there was a doctor, a very generous doctor, who donated $10,000 to the Ronald McDonald House Charities of St. Louis. And by the way, how much total?
$65,314.
$65,000 raised.
Yeah, incredible.
So we're all going to get our ears pierced. And Scott, I'm not going to throw you in there because I know you were in the other room. You did not fully agree to it. So whatever you want to do, it's fine. If you don't do it, everybody will know that you hate kids.
Yeah. Well, it's to be determined.
Okay.
Fine. I'm not going to force the man to do it.
Yeah, whatever.
And you want to look like a puss in front of all of St. Louis? That's fine. That's on you.
Yeah. It's your rights.
I will, for one, be getting my ear pierced.
Oh, yeah.
Moon will be getting his ear pierced.
I already ordered my 3 dangly earrings just so I have some options.
We're all getting the same ear, right?
I'm getting
We have
both.
to get the same ear.
Yeah, they're right.
This is like a brohood thing that I feel like we have to all...
I'm doing both. I kind of have a thing for symmetry.
Well, so do I, but for this, I'm just getting one.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to do the one. My wife was like, you made a bunch of bad decisions.
Oh, yeah, you had the cocaine and the
on Friday morning.
exploder form. And
I drank Rafe's exploder, and I agreed to get an earring. She goes, just a series of terrible decisions on Friday. And I go, whatever.
What was she more
It's
mad
the
at you
kids.
for?
Probably drinking whatever Rafe
That's what I
had me
thought.
drink. But it's fine. Somebody donated $200, and I did it. So she goes, we have a wedding coming up. I am not going to this wedding.
Oh, yes, you
when
are.
you have a dangly earring. I go, oh, yes, you are. She goes, you better call your buddy Ben up because you're in the wedding party, and you can be standing next to him.
Ben will understand.
Ask
He'll
him if he's
appreciate
cool with it. I go, okay. I call up Ben. Ben's like, I was thinking of putting my earrings back in, too. I'm like,
Love it.
boom.
Yes.
Love it.
The time is not.
Boom.
Yeah.
That's great, man. I'm really
He's like,
happy to hear
he
that.
goes, I bought an earring, and I was thinking of putting it in. I go, do it.
Amazing.
So great.
Go do it. So I did get permission to get the piercings done in studio.
Great.
If we want them done.
Sweet.
Nothing like having a non-sterile room to get our ears pierced with.
Oh, come on.
Hey, we were talking about the worry is like having them torn out, and I was like, man, I almost had mine torn out, and I've never really known anybody to do that. We got a kiddo in the house. She came home from pickleball. She's like, look what happened to my ear.
She ripped it.
Yeah,
Ripped her lobe.
Doesn't even know when it happened. She just goes,
God.
I was looking for my earring and didn't happen. I mean, the thing is split.
That's
So
so
how do you
gross.
fix that?
Plastic surgery.
Surgery. I told her, I was like, yo, you're going to have surgery. She goes, yeah, that's what I heard.
You got to get plastic surgery on that.
I mean,
yeah,
torn.
sucks.
And I sent a picture
I
to
know,
you, and
I
you
don't like
vomited. It was bad. Here, I'll show you.
I don't like it.
I'll show the camera. Look at that.
Ah.
So nasty.
So, yeah, we're getting earrings. Hopefully we'll get this done maybe next week.
Okay. Yeah, I got
we get
family
the-
pictures coming up, so I want to have it before then.
But my wife is like, you are not going to this wedding. I'm putting my foot down. I go, oh, yeah? Oh, yeah?
Tell her to wear her earrings.
Well, she is wearing earrings.
How long do
You guys
things
look nice.
How long do things take to get from Etsy? 'Cause I've never done that before.
It
week.
depends.
Sometimes.
A week.
Oh, it could
Like if
be a
it's in the
week.
United
Yeah,
States,
make
you
sure
can
it's in the
filter
States.
it. Yeah,
no,
to
this
be the
crap
United
is coming from somebody named Oksana.
Oh boy.
Oh.
That could take a while.
You guys, well, Oksana, huh?
Hey, man, she makes
One of these
awesome,
Eastern Bloc countries.
awesome earrings.
Yeah, I saw some cool dangly earrings. They were made in Spain, though, and so I didn't know how long it'd take.
Oh, yeah. I got some from Spain, too.
I bet it's the same one.
Hey, It's Always
Spain.
Sunny comes out next Wednesday.
Oh, nice.
July
Rob
9th
Mack.
is Wednesday, huh? Is July 9th Wednesday?
Well, July 1st is tomorrow. So that's a Tuesday. I think it's on a Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, okay.
There you go.
So next Tuesday, no, it's next Wednesday. July 9th, next Wednesday.
We're not good at this.
Okay, anyway.
All right,
next.
anyway. MTV morphed into reality shows and became trash, but temporarily it's going to start playing videos again. So beginning on September 1st and running through the 2025 MTV Video Music Awards on September 7th, music and visuals are going to come back to MTV. So the run-up to the awards on CBS MTV will air an unprecedented week of 24/7 music videos across MTV2, MTV Live, and MTV Classic. So there will be both classic and current music videos and a revival of the band's early DNA reimagined for today's audiences. So if you've been talking to your kids or grandkids about back in my day,
Remember,
MTV,
MTV used to play.
you're going to be
not
able to watch it.
24 hours of ridiculousness.
No teen
Yeah,
moms. It's
I've
just going to be
discovered
good videos.
So what is this? Not on the regular channel, but it's going to be.
It's MTV2, MTV Live, Classic MTV, and then CBS and MTV. Yeah. It's like the actual channel, MTV.
Okay.
I just remember MTV2 rolled out. It was so cool.
Oh my God, it was the
had
best.
all the bands that were never played on MTV.
And the unedited videos in the after hours. Like, I loved when Smack My Bitch Up by Prodigy, like, they would air the unedited version. That was so much fun. Moving into movie news, Brad Pitt's F1 movie won the weekend. No surprise there. Grossed $55.6 million domestically.
My son saw it.
And $81 million internationally. What do you think?
Loved it.
Yeah.
Cool.
I tell you what, kids his age are getting into F1 racing.
Well,
Big time.
F1 has been working hard this last decade. They have put a ton of money into the
They got
United
it, man.
States and into young folks.
Yeah, my cousin's youngest daughter, that's her dream, and it's been her dream now for about a year to work. When she gets out of college, she wants to work for F1.
Yeah, they're doing it.
It's excellent. Yeah, I want to see it too. Tim was telling me yesterday, he's like, I really want to go see that F1 movie. I'm like, you know what? I do too. Like, this is Brad Pitt is back, and I'm just kind of wanting to see how he is these days.
Yeah, my son went with his buddies on Saturday night, and he's like, hey, I'm after work, I'm going to go to the movies. I go, what are you seeing? He goes, F1. I go, oh, I see that. He goes, Dad, do you want me to wait for you? I go, no.
Oh, and he could drive himself to the theater.
Oh,
What a
how
nice
fun.
kid.
That's pretty cool.
He didn't want you to say yes, but he put it out there.
That was nice of him.
It was nice of him.
Well, maybe you guys can go see
Sweet
the
boy.
next Fast and the Furious movie, because you guys, over the weekend at Fuel Fest in LA, Vin Diesel shared some groundbreaking news, you guys. Here he is. Here's Vin Diesel at
All
Fuel
right,
Fest LA.
Vin Diesel at Fuel Fest.
So Vin Diesel offered no other details about how Brian's return to the franchise is going
That's
to be.
Paul Walker, right?
Yeah, and he died in 2013. So will it be AI?
AI, man.
Paul Walker? Good luck with
AI
that.
Walker.
What's that supposed to mean?
What do you mean?
Like, what does he even mean by that?
I don't know. He just grunts.
If he
just
ruins
says
this
throwing-
franchise,
Just throwing marketing ideas out there and
I'll
let
be
somebody
so
else
upset.
write it and figure it out?
There are, let me see, 12 Fast and the Furious
Hey, they make
movies.
money and people watch them.
I know.
And that's a machine that's going to keep on rolling until people stop.
I have
It
a
doesn't
buddy-
look like anytime soon that's going to stop.
Who loves these, like, has no regrets. He's just like, I love these movies. I apologize to nobody. So that's exciting if you're an original Fast and the Furious fan. Hey, the Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez wedding happened this weekend, but that's not the big news out of there. Okay, it wasn't the protest against them in Venice either. It was the fact that Sydney Sweeney was invited for some reason. I saw a meme over the weekend that was like, how you can tell Jeff Bezos and Lauren Sanchez have literally no fans or friends. They're inviting Sydney Sweeney to this thing. Like, they don't hang out. When have we seen the Bezos and Sydney
the thing
Sweeney
that
together?
I heard was they just invited everybody they could.
Everyone. Oprah, Bill Gates.
Not even their real friends.
Tom Brady. Right. All the rich people.
Hey.
Also, Leonardo DiCaprio, very annoyed with him. Like, just show your stupid face.
I was
We
annoyed
know
by
it's
that
you.
too. He was wearing a cap like pushed over his eyes.
So dumb.
on, man.
We know it's you. It's fine. We expect you to be there. Like, what are you doing?
I want to put this out there. I'll be Jeff's best friend.
Yeah, I would love for you to be
Please,
his best
call
friend.
me. We'll be buddies.
Well, now the rumors have started that Sydney Sweeney, who was she dancing with? Everybody. Tom Brady and her shared a dance. She was hanging out with Orlando Bloom like some afternoon.
newly single.
Newly single. So she made all the headlines this weekend. So who knows what happened? Maybe she's just
Who had
friends.
sex with who?
Right, we
It was
don't
just a
know.
Bang fest out there.
We'll
in
never
Venice.
know.
It's fine.
And finally, the 90s weren't that long ago, but, our culture moves pretty fast, and a lot of people like to look back at movies and TV shows that came out that have not aged well. And I hate to tell you, but your beloved Seinfeld's on this list.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, and it's kind of interesting. So with Seinfeld specifically, they say there's a lot to offend modern sensibilities. For somebody specifically mentioning the episode where Jerry was allegedly assaulted by his dentist while he was unconscious.
I mean, there's
and
a
they
bunch
played
of,
it for laughs.
even at the time, there was pretty problematic stuff. Like when they drugged the woman to play with her toys.
Right. Yeah, very problematic. Did not
Remember
age
they gave
well.
her wine and all the turkey, and they made her sleep so they could
yeah.
play with her toys?
Yeah.
I mean, the whole thing is about a group of terrible people.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is. So
it's
lighten
gonna
up,
live,
Francis.
It's going to basically live forever.
Well, what about Doogie Howser, MD? Okay, so somebody pointed out that the first episode has an adult woman pretending to seduce him, and then the second episode is about an adult woman trying to get pregnant by Doogie Howser, who, of course, is a child doctor.
Hey, man, this is real life. They're touching. What do you mean? You can tell me that's never happened?
Well, first of all, a child doctor has never happened,
Well,
right?
I
That's
don't
not
know
a real
that.
thing.
Well, I don't know that.
I'm sure.
Why
Has
would
there
they
ever
make-
been an actual child doctor?
Hey, Art.
How old was Doogie?
We'll go to Children's
Yeah, how old
Hospital.
was Doogie Howser supposed to be?
Yeah.
Like 13?
Who works at Children's Hospital? It's got to be.
That's for the kids.
Oh, the doctors?
16.
Okay, so he was 16 when he's supposed to be a full-fledged doctor. He's got these adult women coming in trying to get knocked up by him. That's what they're saying.
In the TV show Doogie Howser MD, the character
what
Doogie
happened.
Howser is depicted as a 16-year-old medical prodigy. There we go.
Okay. I'm just giving you the reasons that people are throwing these 90s shows out there. So
Yeah, I
Will and
believe it.
Grace also made the list. Somebody said, I could never get through one episode without feeling that my queerness was being used as a punchline. Being gay was either silly or you were doomed to be alone and sad. And I looked at Will and Grace as like being a pioneer show for LGBTQ. You know, I mean, there weren't many shows, sitcoms that were dedicated to gay people at that time. And so it was
And had
kind
gay
of,
characters?
and had
I
gay
never watched it.
characters. I liked it. Friends, fat jokes, gay jokes. Everyone in New York is white. Ross sleeps with a student, sleeps with his school librarian in high school, tries to kiss his cousin, violates Rachel's boundaries, etc. And then they brought up the whole transphobic stuff with Chandler's parents because his father was a woman.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know the
Did
show.
you not watch Friends?
No.
Oh, yeah. His father was a trans woman.
It was either Friends or Seinfeld. Not both
Okay.
in my world.
And you were strictly.
And I
And
was-
you never went through and like watched the episodes of Friends now?
No, I mean, I every once in a while I would catch one, and it's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I just never got into it.
Well, and finally, Mrs. Doubtfire made the list. And we've talked about this
Yeah.
before about how is Robin Williams the actual villain in that movie.
Yes.
And so somebody says between the transphobia and the part where he makes a pact with the two older kids to keep a secret from their mom, it just hasn't aged well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, he's a
grow up.
creep.
I mean, I love that movie
He's a
so
creep
much.
in that movie. But listen,
Yeah, for
his
sure.
heart is in the right place.
But I mean, we also, like, I think all of these things can be a lovely lesson in context.
Of course.
Like if you watch something, I don't care if it's a movie from the 40s. If you watch something and something that is like, whoa, like way off color, maybe that will provoke you to think, I wonder what the context, I wonder what was going on in the 40s where this was standard. Or
Yeah.
was, where
We
where
didn't
this
think
was, you know
Mrs.
what I mean? Like,
Doubtfire was a problem
When we saw it, no,
when we
of
saw
course
it.
not.
No. And now looking back, it's a guy that he would do anything to see his kids.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
have to suspend the belief. That's
Pierce
what it's all
Brosnan
about.
is a good man.
He's the good guy.
He's the good guy in that movie. And the drive-by fruiting, I don't like it.
Run by
Right.
fruiting.
Run by fruiting, drive-by fruiting, run by fruiting. Anyway,
Well, anyway, that is your crap on celebrities.
Celebrity celebrating a birthday today. Michael Phelps is 40, the most decorated Olympian of all time. How many medals do you think he has, guys?
30.
52.
He has 28.
Bad, damn it.
23 of them are gold. Fantasia is 41. Cole Swindell is 42. Angela Serafian, that's Clementine on Westworld, is 42. Lizzie Kaplan, that's Virginia on Masters of Sex, also in Cloverfield and Now You See Me. She's 43. Rick Gonzalez, that's Detective Bobby on Law and Order Criminal Intent. He's 46. Modest Yahoo is 46. Molly Parker, Maureen on Lost in Space is 53. Monica Potter, Christina on Parenthood, also in Patch Adams, Saw, Along Came a Spider, Boston Legal, she's 54. Brian Bloom, that is Ronnie on HBO's Oz, and now he spends more time doing voices for video games. He's 55. Phil Anselmo, Pantera Down, Superjoint Ritual is 57. Mike Tyson is 59. Yngwie Malmsteen, the temperamental guitar guy, he is 62. Vincent D'Onofrio is 66. David Alan Grier, he was on In Living Color. He is Karate Man, sidekick to Blank Man. He's also he's the cop in Jumanji, I believe. He is 69. Nancy DeSalt,
He's 69.
that's Muriel on Too Close for Comfort, is 89. And never mind, Lena Horne is dead. I was going to say Lena Horne is dead.
You could have broke that to us.
All right,
Jeez.
today's porno birthday, which is being brought to us by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is Bunny de la Cruz. And today's birthday girl's been in some great movies, including, let's see if you could pick up a theme here.
Okay.
Bunny de la Cruz. She was in American Plumpers 4 and 6, BBW's Smother Me with Love, Big White Thunderbutts 1 and 2, Chunky and Funky 3, Gigantic Brick House Butts 5, Heavyweight Honeys 2, I Like Fat Girls 1, I Love Fat Girls 5, Waist Watchers 3, and Who Can Forget a Roll, and 2008's Plump and Humped. Bunny De La Cruz is 41 years old. That's your porno birthday. Those are your crappy birthdays, and that was your crap on celebrities. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with your sex time fun facts. Girlfriend feels betrayed after eavesdropping on boyfriend's therapy session. Meet the world's most expensive, and maybe now famous, AI girlfriend. This NBA star has 3 strict dating rules, and yes, semen allergies are real.
What?
Yep. Over the weekend, true story, somebody asked what I did for a living. Okay, I said, I'm on the radio. Immediately they asked me, can they hook them up with concert tickets? Immediately. So is there another business? Which I thought this guy was a tacky a-hole, by the way, and I hope you're listening, you jerk. People get too familiar too fast when you have a job with perks that they think they could get in on. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. Anytime,
immediately ask for concert tickets.
I always think about people that are doctors or pharmacists because they're like, oh, can you get me the good pills?
Yeah.
Like that's
Really?
like,
my goodness,
can you
I never
write
thought
me a
about that.
prescription?
Okay, yes. Okay, maybe write me a prescription. But in reality, like a real... if you're thinking radio personalities, you know, the only ones who could relate to this, I think there are other industries that can too. My mind went right to, and maybe you could, on the Schreier text line or instant feedback, what job do you have where people assume you're just going to give out free stuff to them? Or mechanics.
Oh, yeah.
Mechanics.
Can you check this out? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Dude.
What are you going to get out of them?
Their knowledge.
Yeah, they're going to fix the
knowledge.
problem for you.
Yeah,
All
they're
of the
gonna-
clock.
And they'll do it at cost, probably.
Yeah.
I see.
Not just a cost, but like, oh, dude, I got a rattle. Can you help me out?
Yeah, what is this?
What is this? Brother, I charge money for this.
Yeah, I guess the service jobs, because if your friend's a plumber or something, you're like, hey.
Well, yeah, I can see.
I guess maybe all service jobs.
Well, with the tickets, athletes, you know. Sure,
Athletes.
is like, oh, you play
Yeah.
baseball? You got to be kidding me. Can you get me
Hook me up
Cardinals
with green
tickets?
seats.
Yeah. Right.
Like
Or if you work
Ben
at the
Boyd's-
venue.
If Ben Boyd says that he works for the Cardinals, you know.
Yeah, I'm
he's
sure.
got everybody like, hey, well, or what about theme nights? Can you hook me up with any of that stuff?
So our guy Ben, who works for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
He's kind of Benji Molina's
If he works
handler,
for
too.
if you work for the organization.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get.
If you work for the Blues, if you work for the Cardinals, if you work for the soccer team.
A nurse checking in says, get asked all the time about, can you come over and look at this?
Hey, what's this red thing
What is
right
this?
here?
This eczema?
No,
Any
it's way
sort
worse.
of anything in the arts, music, photographers, videographers, like all of us. And a lot of times, if somebody says like, "Oh, you play music? Oh, cool. You play guitar? You play acoustic guitar?" Like they'll start asking specifics, and you go, "I know exactly where this is going."
Where's it going?
And the next thing is, "Will you play my wedding?" Like they don't even know me. They just met me, but they
That's a
now
pretty big
have narrowed
ask.
down
Right.
that. Yeah, but if somebody's planning a wedding, and they suddenly meet you and you're a musician, I'm telling you, it happens all the time.
Like for free?
I guess that. I just say,
I'm
"Oh,
talking
yeah, no, I
like
don't
these
think so."
little like, oh, dude, you must be like Ticketmaster. Like you get me into anything, right?
Right.
Now, do discounts are they included?
Sure.
Because whenever I worked for either Prado or Ferragamo, I mean, as soon as you tell someone you just met 3 seconds ago, they're like, "Oh, you probably get a nice discount there. I need to come visit you.
Yeah.
I'll swing by soon or whatever." You're just like, dude, no. Yeah, but
I will say
I did get
though,
a great
You work at
discount.
McDonald's, man, you get me a free Big Mac.
I know you yelled at me before about this, but this is my stance. Like if I know somebody, even if I don't have to be super close, and something that I can get for very little effort, or whatever, can help somebody else, or pay. Pay it forward to somebody, and it's not coming out on someone else, then that's great. I'm fine with it. Ask away. If I can't do it, I'll easily say no. I have no issues saying no. It's not going to haunt me.
Yeah.
It's not going to live with me forever if I let you down.
You're the problem. This is why they ask. This is why they
But
ask.
that's totally
They go through
This is
everyone.
why they ask.
I'm totally fine with that. If
you
I
cannot
can't-
make this okay.
But it is okay.
It's not okay.
Lots of cops and sheriffs checking in saying that they get people asking to
yeah.
fix
Yeah,
their
the
ticket all the time.
Oh, fix me ticket? Yeah.
Oh, you're
Yeah.
a judge?
Yeah.
You're a lawyer now.
Yeah.
Fix my ticket. Yeah, okay. Fix my ticket for me.
Totally okay being asked for tickets. If I say no, it's a no. No big deal.
It's a no, dog. Don't ask. Ask Moon. He's the ticket master.
Yep.
Yeah, ask me.
He's fine with that. No, because you can't get them. You need to ask somebody else for them.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of effort, but
Yeah,
but
and
that's me.
that's-
That's me being nice. That's me doing something for someone else.
Don't expect it. Don't expect it.
No.
Well, okay, that's a different. That's
Well,
a
that's
different thing.
my problem, or that's a problem.
Yeah.
This guy, dude, hook me up with concert tickets. I don't even know you.
Oh, he expected him.
Did you?
No,
Darn it.
I don't
You're
know
just
this person.
being cheeky.
He literally asked me what I did for a living, and I said, "Oh, I'm on the radio." Oh, dude, hook me up with tickets to go see Puddle of Mud in Alton.
You're like, okay, fine.
I know that's a lie.
You're like, actually, I have those on me right now. That poor show.
Gosh, man. They're just
It's going to be a
trying.
great show.
What?
We've
can't
been
even get
dogging
through
on
that.
Puddle of Mud for weeks. And,
He's
you
just
know,
having
I
fun.
have people that are really excited to see West Scantlin and what that's going to
Yeah.
be all about.
I saw them back in the day. They used to do a lot of the same shows Moon did.
Yeah, I cried in my car to the song Blurry all the time.
Oh my
okay?
gosh, you did?
Of course
what
I
a
did.
dork.
I
No,
had
you
so many
didn't.
Oh, 'cause you're
mixtapes
listening to it?
with like Nickelback and Creed and Puddle of Mud and like OAR.
You were
Listen, it
crying
was a
to Puddle of
different
Mud. Time out. What?
Listen to the
Well, she
song
was-
Blurry.
yeah, if
Hang
you
on.
listen to it, it'll make you cry. It was like, why am I
Everything's so
listening-
blurry.
I know that song.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the lyrics that would have done something
Everything's
like
so
this to our.
blurry.
Like I was
Everything's
just,
so blurry.
I got broken up with, and my boyfriend cheated
and
on me.
everyone's
And I
so
was,
fake. Everybody's
Everybody
empty,
is
and
so
everyone
fake.
is so
Oh.
messed up.
Yes.
Preoccupied without you, I cannot live at all. My whole world surrounds you. I stumble and I crawl.
See this?
Do you have any
I
Kleenexes?
can cry
Song
right now.
about
Are
his
you serious?
kid. I understand.
Oh,
and that
is it-
song, Drift and Die, another great song on that record.
Yeah.
I'm just joshing.
See you at the show.
I'll be down there.
We'll be there. We'll be front row.
Front row.
Wait, what? This song is about his kid, but can you take it all away? Can you take it all away? You shoved it in my face. This pain you gave to me. Can you take it all away? You shoved it in my face.
must be
I don't know.
Legos.
I just read it in. I read it
No
in
Bob
Tiger,
Dylan.
Tiger Beat.
I could listen to Moon just straight read Puddle of Mud lyrics all day.
Let me tell you about
Great.
this here Sex Time Fun Facts thing. Give me the sponsor, Moon, if you would.
Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet.
Let's talk about a relationship drama that's got people talking. Because sometimes the real steam's not just in the bedroom, guys. So a guy was at home having what he thought was a private telehealth therapy session.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You know, what's that one? BetterHelp?
BetterHelp. Yeah, that's the
We did it
Therapy.
for them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So online therapy. You open up your computer, you zoom in with a therapist. It's what people are doing now, and it's great. So this guy thought he was having a private telehealth therapy session. He's in full confession mode, talking to his therapist about the ups and downs of his relationship, and he's getting real about his feelings. And he's working through some of his frustrations, just like what you're supposed to do in therapy. What he didn't know was that his girlfriend had come home early, and instead of just announcing herself, she decided to eavesdrop.
man. That's
And
the thing in the back of everybody's mind when they're doing this. by
She
the way.
sat there quietly listening for 30 minutes while he vented, while he was sharing his worries, and maybe said a couple things out of context sounded way worse than he intended. But he thinks he's having a private conversation with his therapist.
Right.
So eventually when he realized she was there, she confronts him, and she's pissed. And she's saying she feels completely betrayed by what she overheard. But rather than apologizing for listening in on his deepest and most private thoughts, she flipped the narrative. And she made herself the victim. She says she felt stabbed in the back by what he said. While he was like, I'm thinking about myself. I'm with my therapist. I'm opening up. I'm sharing my feelings. I am confused.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm pissed that you're listening in on my private conversations.
100%.
And now, here comes the confusion. Am I the bad guy?
No.
Is he the bad guy here?
Knee-jerk reaction from me, absolutely not. Therapy is a safe space where you are supposed to bring out all of that junk that is inside of you that you don't want anybody else to hear, that you want to deal with.
I'm working through some stuff.
Like, I go to therapy, and I'm not going to lie, like, I'm a psychopath, and I will turn my phone off because I don't want AI and the algorithms to know what I'm complaining about. I don't even know if that works, but I don't want.
All right.
I turn it completely off, like shut it down. I don't want anybody tapping in. So, and that's the one thing about this telehealth. I mean, I know people that go into their cars in the garage to talk to their therapist, which is totally fine. I think that's great. It's whatever safe space you need to have.
Just make sure you turn the car off.
Yeah, turn it off.
Yeah, don't be
leave
turning the
door
car
open.
on with the door closed. Let's not
Wait,
go
you might
that
get
far.
free session if you do that. If you call,
No.
That's a great way to get a free session.
So she was upset with him.
She's upset with him for talking to the therapist about their relationship. He's venting, he's talking about, sharing his worries. And again, he maybe said a couple things that out of context sounded harsher than he intended, but he still thinks he's by himself talking to his therapist.
Yeah.
Brother, get out. It's over.
Let's hear
That's
his
It's over.
sucks.
side.
I think
It's
it's
over.
over.
You got a gaslighter and a manipulator as well on top of the whatever.
Yeah, an
troubles you were
eavesdropper.
whatever troubles you were already whining about.
Yeah.
The internet did not hold back, by the way. And as far as their opinion goes on this, people were quick to point out that that therapy is supposed to be, private,
Yeah.
especially when you talk about complicated emotions and you might not even you're supposed to be
Free. Yeah. It's literally HIPAA laws. You can say whatever you need to say in there. And there's certain things that therapists, like if you're going to harm yourself or others,
Yeah.
they have to go to the authorities. But other than that, that is a free space, a no judgment zone where you can tell another person everything that's going on inside your heart or head, and they will help you. And that's what's so beautiful about it.
The nice thing is, though, about his lady is that at least she listens.
Well, the real betrayal,
That's true.
is the secretly listening in and then blaming him for what he said in private. Some even accused her of using a classic toxic move called Darvo. Have you heard of this?
Darvo?
I've never heard of this before.
No,
I know
my dog did.
Parvo.
Yeah.
Darvo.
Darvo.
You ready? I've never heard of it. I read about this for the
can't
first
say
time
acronym?
today. It's an acronym.
Darvo.
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 You
Okay,
ready?
wait. D-A-R-V-O.
D-A-R-V-O.
Okay.
Did a
Dumbass.
Recording.
did a
Voiceover.
ridiculous.
No, it's deny,
Okay.
attack, and reverse victim and offender.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, my. We've all known somebody
Deny,
like that.
attack, and
Yeah.
reverse victim and offender.
I know somebody that lives by this.
You make him feel guilty for her breach of trust, which is
That's gaslighting.
get out of here.
Phenomenal.
It's Darvo.
It's Darvo.
Now we know. Darvo. You Darvist. And relationship experts chimed in on this story too, saying that even in the closest relationships, you're absolutely allowed some privacy, especially when it comes to what's going on up in your noggin. You don't need to share every single thought, and you definitely deserve a space to work things out without somebody snooping.
Agreed.
Let's say she overheard it on accident, and the best of the worst of the human nature got her, and she listened for a few extra seconds or something. That's something that's reasonable to think in this scenario. If she wasn't god awful, she would have heard it and been like, "Oh my gosh, I had no idea you felt like that."
Right, or reflected.
Like
Right.
if you actually care and you're not just defending your own ego and your own selfishness and your own manipulative tactics, there's 1,000 other ways you could have responded to this. Mm-hmm. But going after him, like, you moron. Like, it's over. And if they're not married, I would tell him to get out now.
I mean, unless he is hearing or she is hearing something that she can't help, that isn't like let's say he's not attracted to her anymore, and he goes into his therapist's office and says something like, "I'm not attracted to this is his wife or girlfriend."
Girlfriend.
Okay, "I'm not attracted to my girlfriend anymore, and I'm having like a really hard time with things that she can't really control." Like, maybe that was hard to hear, but then again, you don't eavesdrop on you go, oh my God, I can't believe I just heard that, and now I know this little tidbit of information, and she's got to process that in her own way, but you don't sit there and listen, continuing the listening.
Yeah. Get out.
That's really messed
Get
up.
out of this.
Tell you what, man, the older I get, the less I want to know
Yeah.
about everything.
It makes
It's pretty
makes
much,
life much
pretty much
better.
everything.
See, my husband will ask me, like, I'll have therapy, you know, I go every now and then, and Tim will ask me, like, hey, how'd it go today? You know, and he's not looking to be told everything that I was talking about. But, you know, he's like wanting to check in, and he's like, how was your session? Because this is a part of my care. It's part of my health care.
Yeah,
Like,
did it feel productive?
yeah, did you
get
have a
lot
good
out of it?
session? Right. And sometimes I'll expand, you know, or if I have needed help with something that he and I are going through, I will expand and open it up to him because it involves him. And that's beautiful. That's exactly what it's for. And I like our relationship with each other through our therapy because I feel supported that he cares.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So
Tim's
that's
a great guy. He's asking you because he's got your back.
absolutely.
He's not trying to pry.
No,
or,
no.
like,
It's not in that
defend
at all.
himself. He's
My
like
advice
supporting you.
to this guy is slash your tires.
Okay.
What?
Drive away
Okay.
and don't look back.
You need to
buddy.
go to therapy. I'm going to book
Get
you
out of here so
something.
she can't
Drive
follow you.
far and
Far
fast.
away. Get out of there, buddy.
Yeah, there's trust
Get out of
issues there for sure.
If you think dating is pricey, wait until you meet the world's most expensive AI girlfriend. Introducing the companion robot X04 Sync 2,
Wow.
a high-tech silicone partner that'll set you back 82 grand.
Oh my.
82 grand.
What does it look like? I'm sorry.
Look up the companion robot X04 Sync 2, SYNC.
Pretty name.
So what are you getting for this cash? 82 grand. This robot girlfriend can serve you coffee, chat in 4 languages, English, Chinese, Russian, and Korean. And she even remembers your past conversations thanks to her AI brain powered by ChatGPT. She's got facial expressions, motorized arms, kung fu grip,
Wow. Can vacuum.
and cameras in her eyes for face tracking.
Say it again. Companion robot. Sync
Companion
2.
robot X04.
X04.
Yeah, the model X04.
I'm
You're
sorry.
lying. You already knew that.
Yeah, you know. X04 Sync 2.
Like she's got a robot body, or is this this is the real body one? Okay.
Yeah, because the other one looks like a Wall-E.
So,
God, the body looks very real. The skin looks very real.
what's all the perks of an 80-something thousand?
What am I looking for here? Everything that I'm popping up is some Wall-E looking thing, man. What are you looking at?
I don't know.
Like
I'm on the sun.
You looking like a skin filled one?
Look up the company Cloud Climax. That's
Wow,
that's the company.
Of course
I hope
it
this
is.
has the features where you can just hold her by her ankles and she'll vacuum the floor.
Oh, is it this?
Yeah.
Sex robot Emma.
Facial expressions, arms and hands that move to convey expression. So she talks with her hands. Exciting.
This robot's
Italian.
got a lazy eye.
alien.
I want to see a video of it. Like, I want to see her actually.
This one looks like a robot wearing a skin mask. Like,
Yeah, dude, it's
like that one
very
is
creepy.
creepy, dude.
It's very creepy.
This one is okay. I mean, this one looks like
It's
a
still
a
dead
real
eyes.
doll.
It looks
Yeah.
like the Nintendo, like your character on Nintendo.
But wouldn't you rather have a real doll than a one that looks like this? That looks like it's wearing almost a
It looks like it's got
Look
a
at
cold.
her.
like a Mike Myers mask.
Right? Isn't that
Whoa,
crazy?
that's the one. Okay.
Yeah.
that looks better
That's
than
that.
this
Well,
one.
that's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
perhaps.
believe
Ooh,
so.
right.
Need some better makeup.
82 grand. You know,
I think
some
that's a
Wow.
good
some
investment.
pathetic guy's going to buy it.
Her expression with her eyes is very creepy.
In fact, a lot of pathetic guys will buy this.
You know, spend 82 grand.
You could pick her skin tone, her eye color, even design her face. Plus, she connects to Wi-Fi,
Oh, good.
and it can be controlled through an app, so your AI affection is always just a click away.
Is she always Asian?
white.
Like this
No,
is like
you can. I believe you can design
Wow,
them to
look
be
at that.
whatever.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Well, she's winking at me. That was not a good looking.
Oh, and
wink.
she even like her nose twitches. Oh,
Oh yeah, look.
Does it grow hairs?
Strange.
Her nose grows hairs. That's pretty cool.
Whoa, did you see that? She's moving like the corners of her mouth
yeah, dude,
and like.
we're there, guys.
I guess.
We're there.
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I am turning around.
Man, think of if you were that desperate for a lady in your life, you could spend 82 grand on
Hair
you know,
plugs.
Yeah, and getting a
Cool
personal
clothes.
trainer, you could have Victory Men's Health, whatever, get
Right.
all the best
Cologne.
stuff there, everything.
Yeah.
And you would have a gal in like 2 weeks.
So the Cloud Climax one is 82 grand. So what does Emma the sex robot look like?
Emma.
Look up Emma the sex robot.
Sex robot.
So that's cheaper.
Oh.
That's one that looks more like the real doll,
Oh my.
right?
Yeah.
I just saw it.
Is that?
This is the one.
She's 4,500.
Yeah, 40. Yeah, between 42 and 4,500.
Yeah, this looks more like the Ex Machina, iRobot with a.
Oh well, Emma the sex robot for $4,500, featuring self-heating skin and plenty of customizable options.
There's even a MILF one. Interesting.
I hope you can do it where you could take her, unscrew her hand and put on like a nice little mixer or something so she can make dough. She can,
We're making cookies tonight.
yeah. I could see if they clean and do all that stuff, it could be beneficial.
This one breathes.
Oh,
It says
breathes.
it has a chest cavity there.
oh,
Expands so it looks like it's breathing.
so strange. Man.
You ever see Lars and the Real Doll, that Ryan Gosling movie, where he has a
No, was that
doll
good?
like this
Yes.
and he thinks they're really dating and he's.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. It's interesting.
You guys know Kevin Durant? No, I mean not personally, but he's
I saw him play.
a basketball player.
Yeah.
Do you know he has 3 strict dating rules?
I didn't
Like
know this.
3 strict dating rules.
And they are.
Don't talk about his tiny
And
legs.
his dating rules are making the rounds on social media, and people have opinions about this. I think, hey, if this is how you want to live your life, I have no problem with this at all. Rule number 1: if you want to date Kevin Durant, no public dating allowed. Girlfriends cannot post them publicly together. One girl did, and he dumped her. So no public dating allowed.
Okay.
Rule number 2: if you want to date Kevin Durant,
Yes.
you must be financially independent and cannot rely on him, and must sign a financial independence agreement.
Dang it.
Nice. A dating prenup.
Yep.
That's right. So far, so good. What's next, Riz?
Step 3, or Rule 3: no messing with his game focus. During the NBA season, he does not answer any calls or text messages.
I like this guy.
Wow.
Yeah, he's really setting himself up for success.
Why not?
During the
He's
NBA
got
season,
parameters.
he does not answer
Putting him out
calls or
there.
texts. If they try to get in touch with him and they give him a hard time for not answering my phone call, you're done.
When does the caring start in his side of things?
Well, maybe he's
Just
very caring,
curious.
but he's not gonna. He doesn't want to risk. Maybe he feels like these are stumbling blocks to his career, and his career is number one. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing that. One of my good friends who is he's the most spectacular drummer on the planet. This guy is so freaking good, and he obsessed over being as good as possible. He was 15. He read Malcolm Gladwell's book about the 10,000 hours, and he legitimately said, "Okay, 10,000 hours. If I drum 5 hours a day, for this many days a week, this is how long it's going to take me to do 10,000 hours, and I'm going to master this craft, and I'm going to be a professional drummer."
Right.
When he met his girlfriend, they were probably 18 or 19 when they first started dating. He very much Kevin Durant style said, "Hey, listen, I really care for you. I think this is something special. I think we have something here. But right now, I am focused on my career, and I'm going to be doing this until this age. And then from then on, I'm probably going to be touring and doing some other stuff. But until then, you will not see me on a Saturday or a Sunday or at this hour or this hour. I will be drumming, and and I cannot break focus. I will not break focus. If that's okay with you, let's date." They dated on and off. They are now married, but they dated on and off. And that was like their first couple months of dating. He said, "Listen, I have work to do and my career is first right now. My personal life is going to have to come second, and you're going to have to know that going in." So
Hey, if you're not down with this, then it's not going to work.
And I
Right.
appreciate that. But it sounds like Kevin Durant is dating like a lot of women. Like this is his dating thing. So
Well, he is a
I'm
player.
not presuming anything.
is he, or yeah, I guess I shouldn't do that. But it sounds like,
It sounds like
it's almost like they're temporary. Like he's just dating these women and saying, "Hey, here's this," but then I'm going to be done with you.
Or he's not. Or he's not. This is it.
What's the next level to this? Okay, was that it? Was that
That is three rules.
3 rules?
Yeah, think about it. Let's say he stays in forever in NBA and he retires an old man at like 42 or 43. He's like, I've still got plenty of time to find that lady I need.
I think that's I think as long as everything else is on the up, I think that's actually pretty respectable. Because being an elite athlete is one of the most difficult things to do on this planet as a human being, especially to maintain it.
And he's one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, but the real great ones actually can multitask.
Multitask, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
well,
like
LeBron
James can. He calls his wife the queen.
Well, think about some multitask enough where they get a little bit of AIDS, and it hinders their basketball career.
What?
Huh?
Talking about Magic Johnson?
Yeah.
Get a little bit of AIDS.
It hinders
I
their
named my
basketball
dog
career.
after Magic
Some
Johnson.
get a little bit of AIDS.
Because I loved him.
One would never anticipate the most, out of the group that we have, one would never anticipate that the most shocking things come from that guy.
Okay, well.
Time and time again.
We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll finish it up with, yes, semen allergies are real, and then some misconnections, okay?
Can't wait to see what you think about that, Scott.
I know. Just a little bit of AIDS, and then All right,
By the
it's
way, I don't know
8:49.
anything else about KD. I know nothing about the guy.
He's awesome.
Other than
I just know
this
these are
story
his
you just
rules,
said.
and it's working for him, and I don't know if he's happy. I don't know if he's sad, but he's rich.
He's probably very happy.
All right, just finishing up sexy time fun facts here. Got some misconnections to tell you about in just a moment. But here is a bedroom fact that might surprise you. Some people are allergic to semen. That's right, I said it that way. Semen. The condition is called what, Scott?
Semenitis.
Semenitis.
It's called yikes.
Semenitis.
Semenitis.
It's called seminal plasma hypersensitivity, or as we all know, SPH for short.
Of course.
And
Well-
while it was once thought to be extremely rare, new research suggests it could be a lot more common than we all realized. Now, SPH isn't a reaction to the sperm themselves, but to certain proteins in the fluid that carries the sperm.
Yeah,
Symptom-
it's like lactose intolerance.
Sure. And symptoms can range from mild itching, burning, and swelling after sex to more serious issues like hives, runny nose, or even trouble breathing. In rare cases, it can cause whole body, allergic reactions called, anaphylaxis.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Get an EpiPen.
I know some people have even gotten pregnant. They're so allergic from it.
Yeah. It's like a big boil.
Now,
Yeah.
for decades, doctors thought that fewer than 100 women worldwide had this allergy. But recent studies found that up to 12% of women with post-sex symptoms could have SPH. Many cases go undiagnosed.
Well, varying degrees of severity.
Right. Well, since the symptoms are often mistaken for other things.
Interesting. So
Yeast infections, STIs, or just general sensitivity.
what about so you said it's a protein thing in the actual fluid.
Right.
So I wonder, is it like cats? Some people are allergic to cats of one breed, but not another.
So
Could there be one
gentleman?
man? That would suck so bad
Hey, man, it's
because then
chemistry.
what if you really loved that guy?
You ain't got no chemistry.
Well, I guess you
Your
could
bodies are
figure it out.
literally telling you to stop this. Knock this off.
Right.
He's not right for you. She's not the
Yeah,
one.
clearly not right.
That's nature telling you.
She's not the
Nature
one.
telling you are allergic to this person. Literally.
Dang.
Again, many cases go undiagnosed since the symptoms often are mistaken for, other things. A big clue is symptoms usually disappear when condoms are used. And the main culprit is a protein called, and we all know this.
Right.
It goes without saying, prostate-specific
Specific.
antigen.
Antigen, of course.
Yeah.
Found in all men's semen. Interestingly, women who are allergic to dogs may also react to semen since dog dander contains a similar protein.
That's what I'm talking
Hey,
about.
what are they saying?
We're connecting the dots here, guys. Men aren't totally off the hook either. Some can be allergic to their own.
Oh my Lord.
Oh, boy.
What happens,
Some
Riz?
can be allergic to their own.
Certain area gets swollen.
Do you suffer from semenitis?
With a condition called, and we all know this, post-orgasmic
Orgasmic
illness syndrome.
Syndrome.
Of
Yeah,
course.
I mean,
Wow.
that's
So even-
Post-orgasmic
Illness
syndrome.
So even,
Or, as we all know, POIS,
so even,
Poise.
so even you don't like yourself.
which causes flu-like symptoms after getting to the finish line.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord. That's like the worst life ever. You go from intense pleasure to intense
Flu-like
regret.
symptoms.
Yeah.
Now, SPH, which is the seminal plasma hypersensitivity, doesn't cause infertility, but it can make conception tricky. Treatments include antihistamines, anti-inflammatories, even desensitization therapy. In severe cases, couples may have to use IVF with quote-unquote washed sperm to bypass the allergen.
Whoa.
Listen, man,
Unless
the
you have
body is
clean kids.
complicated.
Yeah, it is.
Shout out to all the scientists behind all this. And
Yeah.
doctors.
They love going to work every day.
They
You gotta
love.
love what you do.
Also, like a sperm wash. Like, what is that?
That's just,
How?
I guess that is just
It takes the sperm
taking
out
the
of the
sperm
liquid,
out of the fluid.
and the
Yeah,
fluid
you put
goes
it-
away, and you're just left with those guys.
Floor
the
of the
swimmers.
shower, and then you pick it up and put in a little tube.
That's how you do it.
Oh man.
That's how you do it.
Goodness. What?
With tweezers. Yep.
This is like a female curiosity I
God,
have.
please.
So,
Oh, we can answer this.
you know,
question,
like
I'm
you
sure.
go to like a sperm bank and you're wanting to make a donation. I want to know, because I've never been and I've never needed to go, nor will I ever. Like, what are the rooms? Are they just little rooms?
It's
and
a
it's
system
like
of pneumatic.
pornography.
It's a system of pneumatic tubes.
Yeah, there's just a wall with.
What if it was? Like a lot of
And you
holes
just
in
put
the
your
wall.
sample in there and you don't know where it goes.
No, I just want to know like the aesthetic of the
Just the
room. Like, is it a
drive-thru ones.
couch? Is everything leather? Do they wipe it down? Where do you go?
It's a
Is there a book?
self-cleaning
Is there a
room.
All right, I'll tell you. I went in, it was not a bank. I only go in the banks for withdrawals. No, I went to, this was a urologist, and there was a thing going on with the reversal. You know, they got to test out, make sure
Right.
you're all whatever. And I'll tell you what, man, this room was so freaking nice. Now, this was like an upscale urology place.
nice?
And I was surprised that not only when I walked in, did they have like a couch and like a separate little room attached to that, like a separate bathroom. They had a TV. They had magazines. They had
They had porn magazines.
they had
Oh,
VHS. They had whatever.
You gotta be- oh.
They
That's
had
what I wanted to know.
Whatever.
So they had all like a plethora of
A
options.
plethora.
Okay, you don't need that anymore. You don't need magazines. You got to get your phone.
Okay. Yeah. This was many years ago.
Man.
Okay, but so you have magazines, and guys are touching them. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I didn't touch the mags, but I'm just saying, like, I was surprised. I walked in, I was like, look at this. It was like a nice hotel. It was pretty wild.
It's interesting.
I don't know
Listen, I
what
need
they have in
to-
banks, but I'm
Yeah.
assuming they have something similar.
You know me. I like to light some candles.
Set the mood.
I'm assuming they have something similar, and why is because they don't. I would imagine they probably don't want you doing it at home because it's got to stay warm, and you know what I mean. It's
Oh
like,
no! When I did my vasectomy, I did mine at home,
Yeah.
and then immediately rushed it to the Quest Labs.
Yeah, but even then, you got to remember, like they're testing to see if there is
Any
anything
survivors?
there. No, they're seeing if anything is there. Whereas if you're going to a bank, they want it
Oh,
as,
yeah,
as
yeah.
alive and in good
Right.
yeah,
condition
yeah.
as
They're
possible.
seeing if I had any survivors.
Right, which
after
is, and if they
So
find
there's a
some,
little bit more time.
yeah, well, yeah, and if they find some dead ones, they were there. You know, they don't care if they're dead or alive. Whereas then the bank, they want it as healthy as possible. So I'm
Right.
assuming, and I don't know, I've never done this. I should
Well,
text my friend.
I've
who's
had
got
to
the
get
30
mine
kids.
tested because we're trying to have a kid, and so they were seeing if I had anything going on, and so
Oh yeah,
it
what
was at
yours?
home, and then I ran like you had to put it in this little bag
Yeah.
and stuff, and you drive it over to Mercy down the street here, and
Yeah.
and there's a spot there. That
Well, I
they-
took mine to a Quest Labs.
Oh,
Yeah, but-
nice.
And in Kirkwood, next to the First Watch.
But hang
Give
on.
them an 8
Run,
afterwards.
I did.
Nice pancakes. Cool.
But what are they doing? They're testing to see how much you
yeah,
how much you
like
have,
the-
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
The
swimmers.
count.
The
and-
vibe.
Right, they're not
Ability.
using it, so that's different. I think there's a little bit of safety there because they're not using that for anything; they're just testing that. Whereas
Yes.
at the bank, they want that like
Oh, for the
they want to freeze that thing, right? Don't they freeze it?
I don't know, but when I ran into that Quest light, first I ran every light. Emergency.
This is an emergency.
I had I put a red light on top of my car. Ran every light. Walked in with with the bag.
Jumping ramps
all
like
right.
the Blues Brothers.
I got sperm right here.
She's like, or whoever.
Hopefully
we
you
know.
don't.
Hopefully you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was odd. Anyway.
Interesting. You always see it depicted in movies and whatnot, and I've never been in one.
What's that? The banks
No. The like room.
at the sperm banks.
Yeah, like wherever you're getting your junk tested.
I got a text my buddy. Remember I told
Yeah.
you about him, the Greek god. He was in San Francisco putting himself through school, and turns out he has 20-something kids because they weren't reporting all the times
Yeah,
that
it's
they
not
were
good.
having
Goodness.
kids.
That's not good. All right, so let's do some misconnections real quick, okay? These are St. Louis misconnections, and this is how we'll cap off 6M Fun Facts on this Monday, June the 30th. Forest Park Metrolink.
Great.
You, blue puffer jacket, wild curly hair, lost in a steamy romance novel while waiting for the eastbound train at Forest Park around 8 a.m. on Tuesday. This is a man for woman. Me, guy in red City Museum hoodie, awkwardly juggling my coffee and trying not to stare. You looked up, caught me checking you out, smirked like you knew exactly what you were doing. The train came too soon, but my thoughts haven't left that platform. If you see this, maybe we could meet for a ride with a little more spark.
Whoa.
Right?
Casanova.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I was just going to say right before that line, which I don't know if that was over the line or not, but this is kind of like exactly what Misconnections is for. You know, a guy that feels like something was there and I didn't take the opportunity, and there's no other way to shoot my shot into the universe and have a chance.
How many
The
times have you
connection
told
was
the woman? How many times have you told the woman the train left the station too early? Am I right?
Yeah.
High five, Scott. You know what I'm talking about.
Disconnect.
That is neat.
Next one, Trader Joe's Brentwood
Hey, that's a nice one.
Oh, the promenade.
That's the
at
real
the
one.
Promenade. The Promenade. Woman for men. I like these.
All right.
We're into
Woman
this.
looking for
Yeah,
man.
baby.
The promenade.
You, tall, bearded, blues cap, buying enough frozen dinners for a Netflix marathon.
My kind of man.
We both reached for that last bag of dark chocolate almonds, and you flashed a grin before letting me have them.
Aw.
Saying you were, quote, trying to be good. I was in green flannel glasses. Pretty sure my face turned as red as the wine aisle. I'd love to split a bag of those almonds. Whoa. Or maybe something a little naughtier.
What?
My.
Like ravioli?
If you remember me. Delicious orange chicken. If you remember me, let's turn grocery shopping into something way more interesting.
I love it.
All right.
That's the Trader Joe's Brentwood at the Promenade. And finally, Tower Grove Farmers Market.
Here we go.
You work in the honey booth. Be kind pen.
Cute. Very appropriate.
B-E-E kind.
Save the bees.
And a smile that made me forget what I was supposed to be shopping for. Me, guy in running shorts, who came for honey, but left wanting your number. Wow. And accidentally left my sunglasses in your stall. I realized later, but maybe it's fate. If you found my sunglasses or just want to see if we have more than a sweet tooth in common, let's meet up for something, quote, sticky and fun.
Yeah. They're going to IKEA.
That's awesome.
We're going to IKEA. All right, guys. Got time for an email or two. RizzShow1057thepoint.com.
And emails are brought to you by the Glenn Brothers Garage Doors. Garage door giving you trouble? Call Glenn Brothers Garage, 618-900-4239 or glennbrothers.com. Lern, this one's for you. I was talking to big Rizz Show supporter and Team Rizz member Tony over at Captain Jim's. He was chatting with me about his wife being pregnant with their third child, and he said,
she is with child.
She is with child.
With child.
And he wanted to ask Lern a question about burning sage. Now, get this. Short backstory. Third kid, but fifth pregnancy for the wife because she has been a surrogate twice since the second child was born. Because of this and her rock star baby birthing ability, she has decided this go-around to have a home birth for the pregnancy and delivery.
Good for her.
Now, it just so happens that they have a garden and they have a lot of sage that needs to be cut and something done with it. So they were going to burn it, and they thought, Are we supposed to burn it in the house for something productive?
Yes.
Yes.
As a sage expert.
Lern's always talking about burning sage and all that. Do we do it before or maybe during? The question is, do we burn before or after the home birth? What are the benefits? I'll do my own research, but I wanted to ask the expert.
So you need to dry the sage out. So sage goes back to like Native American culture, and different cultures do it as like to get rid of negativity and harmful spirits and different things. So I would suggest that you sage before the baby, but dry it out. So you hopefully have some time to like hang it upside down, dry the sage out, and then that way it'll burn a little bit easier than if you did it as it was, raw.
Cool. Now, Tony did win a whole bunch of fireworks at Captain Jim's. And Rizz told him that your wife's going to kill you. So your wife's going to kill you, man, if you come home with that many fireworks. He said his wife did not kill him. He wanted to let you know.
Oh, good to know.
He's still alive.
Good
That's
to
nice.
know.
3 out of 5 stars.
Well, congrats
Next.
on your baby.
Congrats.
RizzShow, I was listening to Thursday's podcast, and the email segment piqued my interest. Somebody asked me how to quit smoking. I have the secret. I smoked for 20-plus years, and I quit cold turkey, and I never looked back. I don't even want a cigarette, and I can be with smokers without an issue. Here's my secret. I read this book. Alan Carr's Easy Way to Stop Smoking. Life changer. Thanks,
Yeah.
Kate.
I've heard this.
Who?
This is
Easy
a book.
Way to Stop Smoking by Alan Carr.
Alan Carr.
Kate
Yeah.
said that this is literally the secret to her quitting cold turkey and having 0 issues ever since.
Wow.
Dak Shepard had somebody on his podcast movie star who did this and got to quit smoking. He also, I think, read it to help quit drinking.
Wow.
So, yeah, this book is incredible. I
Alan
guess.
Carr.
Easy way to quit smoking.
Okay, that's ALLENCARR. Published in 1985. Self-help book written by British author and accountant. Author and accountant.
Oh.
You know he's an expert.
Oh.
Alan Carr first published in 1985. The book aims to help people quit smoking, offering a range of different methods. Criticism, of course, there's going to be criticism, but hey, what works works.
I think it was
really
Michelle
neat.
Williams read it. I think that was the episode.
Hey, it's working. At least 2 people.
After 30 years of heavy smoking, Carr quit in 1983 at the age of 48. He subsequently left his job as an accountant in the same year and opened the very first Easiest Way clinic to help other addicts. He wrote a number of books intended to lead to smoking cessation and loss of excess weight, some of which were bestsellers. He writes that smoking addiction is innately psychological, and therefore this is the most significant factor in addiction to cigarettes. The book is divided into 44 chapters whose purpose is to lead the smoker to, upon completion of reading the book, make the decision to quit smoking.
Yeah.
So
I like
hey,
his first book in '75, The Guide to Smoking.
The Guide
That
to
was-
Smoking,
yeah.
yes.
That was a
And
cool
now-
book. Now he has the quit one,
Yep.
which is
Light
smart
'em up,
business.
put 'em
Very
out.
smart. So the easy way to stop smoking, Alan Carr. There you go. Next.
Over years of listening to your discussions on bathroom techniques, I used to make fun of Moon for saying that he sits sometimes when he goes to the bathroom, regardless of number 1 or number 2. By the way, I always sit on number 2. Just
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
who's
good.
standing
What?
for number
Good to
2?
know.
just
You
want to
animals.
Over the past 8 months, my career has taken me to travel status for my duties. I have enough flights to make me a platinum member now on Delta just this year alone. I found that on a plane, a bus, a train, and many other situations, that sitting while going takes the pressure off the bladder, makes it quicker, less difficult time to go. So I apologize to Moon. I get it now. I'm so sorry for laughing at you, Patrick.
Well, I like the adventure of standing on a plane.
It's fun.
Honestly,
Do the head.
when you have to hold on to the handles.
Right.
Yeah. And you put your head on the seat.
Yeah, both of them. Yeah, you're holding on to
When I
both.
hold on to both handles,
That's
I'm
called
standing,
willy-nilly.
I'm like, let's go. Let's see what's going to happen here.
I see why the room is a mess.
Yeah.
It's a mess. I'm not sitting on that thing unless I have to. That's gross.
I know a lot of men that sit down to pee. It's fine. My husband included, and I think he's hot. Do whatever you want.
He also sits in the yard.
Yeah, you know what? Yes, Scott. And I've had some people asking me, is it Tim taking dumps underneath our bedroom windows in the night?
I think he's going to come in tomorrow. We'll ask him.
Yeah, we'll get
Okay,
into
good.
it tomorrow, but
I've been standing up here and there, and obviously when you do it, people hear you. And when I do that and I come out, my wife always goes, "Hey, what's going on?" Like, what do you mean? She's like, all right.
Something wrong?
Yeah, she's like, you in a rush or something? Like, why'd you stand? And I was
Right.
like, I don't know, man. I just get bored sometimes. Just like to change it up.
switch
dude."
it up.
Next.
Hey, I hope you guys are having a great morning. My husband and I heard you guys talking about the Poop Cruise documentary, and I watched it over the weekend. And then we watched the Trainwreck Woodstock 99 doc.
We watched that yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
They said my husband says that Rizz said a story once about him being there, and I don't really remember that. So I wanted to ask, was he there? And if so, please tell that story again. Kind regards,
I mean, it's a long story. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. I'm actually upset they didn't contact me to take
part in it.
To take part in this documentary.
Yeah. You would have fit in perfectly.
So you know what? I'm not telling the story anymore.
You and Jonathan Davis.
I'm not telling the story anymore.
Well, sorry, Captain.
I was there, and it was crazy. It's going to be in my book.
This is the one with Green Day and the fire and all that stuff?
Limp Bizkit.
No, not Green Day.
Oh, not Green Day. Limp Bizkit. Oh,
we can go over
okay.
to
the middle.
4, to the middle.
How are you?
Center stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Megan from Live Nation joins us. Oh, thanks. Get up on that microphone. We're talking about concerts right now. Yes, I was at Woodstock 99, and yes, I had a good time. Up until I didn't have a good time.
Until the flames.
Up until I did not have a good time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I watched that last night, though, because it's a great documentary, and I was thinking the same thing about Rizz's story, which I have heard and I remember. And yeah, you would have been great as a talking head in that.
Yeah, the fact that they didn't ask is, did they know I was on Bar Rescue last night?
Yeah, we were on Bar Rescue last night.
I heard. I didn't get to see it, though.
Well, it should be in reruns. They should probably play it every hour.
On the hour.
On the hour. For the next foreseeable future. We were that good.
How was that doc? How was the Woodstock doc?
It's really good.
Wasn't there 2 of them?
There were, and they both came out around the same time.
I think which is the 2-parter? There's one that's 2 parts. One's HBO Max and one's Netflix.
I think the Netflix one is a 2-part.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It's good. It's behind the scenes, you know.
I've heard it's great.
It's good.
Yeah. Hey, Megan, you've been with Live Nation for a number of years now. We were talking earlier about gigs or careers where as soon as you tell somebody what you do, they're like, oh, can I have something? Like one was like a therapist, and they're like, yeah, as soon as somebody finds out I'm a therapist, they dump all this stuff on us.
Absolutely.
And Rizz was saying, you know, he told somebody that he was in radio, and they said, cool, can you give me tickets? I'm assuming you get it even worse than we do.
Oh, yeah. I need to, like, make up a career, because I've, like, been out at places, and I was like, yeah, I work for Live Nation or, you know, whatever, and they're like, one person put their hand out to me and was like, "Can I have some tickets?" I was like,
they put the actual hand out?
Right. Let me print some tickets right now
out of your purse,
my purse, and give them to you, because I'm like, it doesn't work that way. Yeah, I'm like, I'm sorry.
You know what? Buy your own tickets.
Yeah, I'm like,
and that's why you're here.
Please visit livenation.com and you can get your own tickets.
Livenation.com, and you have the $30 ticket to summer promotion going on, and there are a ton of shows.
There are.
Where it's just $30 for a ticket.
Yes, and the nice thing is, so this is not like the past where it was 1 week or 2 weeks. It's continuing throughout the whole summer. So the tickets are $30. I have a list here of just kind of some of the ones we have, but we do add inventory throughout the whole summer. So there's there's something for everyone. But like we've got The Offspring with Jimmy Eat World and Newfound Glory. We've got Collective Soul and Live with Our Lady Peace coming. Hailstorm and Lindsey Sterling. Bone Thugs and Harmony, AJR, Suicide Boys. I mean,
Bone Thugs and 3 6 Mafia.
Yeah, and 3 6 Mafia.
Holy smokes!
It's like and Memphis. And I'm blanking on who else is on there. But
like Kesha, Jason Aldean. So you got your country artists. You got your El Monsteros. You got your Collective Souls. You got your. Even Rod Stewart's.
Rod Stewart with Cheap Trick. I mean, for $30.
For $30.
You're seeing them for $15 a piece, basically.
So it's not just at the amphitheater. It's also St. Louis Music Park.
It is St. Louis Music Park. So you do have to look, because some shows have already gone through their inventory, because obviously this is while supplies last. And some of the ones at Hollywood have too. And all of the shows will be listed on the site, which is livenation.com/ticket to summer. So you'll have to just look, and it'll say, no inventory available or whatever.
I'm on the site now. Dude, there are a ton.
But there's a lot of shows.
Tons.
Yeah.
Great shows.
So we've tried to provide something for everyone. But yeah, I mean, it's such a deal. And it's $30.
Mm-hmm. Right.
That's awesome.
I mean, you can't go out for dinner for $60 for you and a date. I mean, it's like, why not come to the amphitheater?
And there really is something for every kind of music lover out there, from Pantera to the Doobie Brothers to Celebration Day, which is the tribute to Zeppelin, to The Offspring, to Toto, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
Toto with Men at Work and Christopher Cross.
And Our Lady Peace, when's the last time they were in St.
Oh,
Louis.
I love Our Lady.
I
Peace.
love them.
Yeah,
They're like
me
one of
too.
my
Every time they
favorite
played
bands.
Point Fest, remember whenever, were you ever in the lawn whenever the tarps were on it and we would make it into a slip and slide?
It's been a long time.
You were probably there.
I don't know. It's been a long time.
I have a question just as somebody that's like adjacent to your industry. You know, we partner with a lot of stuff. Does Live Nation do a different promotion every summer?
We try to do something, but it just depends.
Right.
It just kind of depends on what's going on. So I mean, we've done like concert week in the past where we did like the 1 week, but this is something where we wanted to make it, a longer time period where everybody had more time to get, know their plans, know what was going on. Because it was kind of hard to be like, oh, it's April. I know exactly what I'm doing in September, and I'm going to buy tickets for this.
There's a lot of viewers that love just like the things you've done in the past, like the lawn pass from the past. Like people loved that. Obviously, this $30 ticket to summer where you're giving, like, how do you even handpick like all of these different shows?
It's just something we kind of go through all the shows and kind of see what, what's going to be the best for all the fans. And, we want to make sure there's a variety for everything.
Right.
So.
I love it.
People love to complain about, tickets are so expensive. Dude, here's your chance to get some good, cheap tickets.
Absolutely.
$30 plus tax, no additional fees on top per ticket.
Yeah.
And this is all while supplies last.
It is while supplies last. So, yeah. But like I said, we do add inventory. So, always check back. But, we're just wanting to get this in the hands of people and let them know it's still going on, because I think a lot of people think, it was just a 1 week, 2 week deal and everything's gone. It's not. It is still happening. So if there's a show you want to see, go out there and grab your tickets before they are gone.
All right, so hit up livenation.com. It's right there on the homepage. Big, you can't miss it. Just click, and then it'll take you to the page with all the with the list of shows.
Yeah, and there's still so many shows coming up.
Is this across Live Nation properties all over the nation?
It is.
That's excellent.
It's across, all the owned and operated amphitheaters.
But we want you buying tickets.
Well, no, I want you buying tickets here. But hey, if you're
come
traveling
here,
and
hang
you
out with us, so
Tell
go
your
to
friends
different
to come
things,
here.
I will. I do.
Friends to come here.
They are.
All right, livenation.com. Megan, thank you so much. All right, we got to take one final break. We'll come back, wrap her up. Clip of the day brought to you by Michael's Flooring. Also, the podcast, which is brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Today's podcast is titled... one of you.
Make sure he's got it.
It's called The Pink Sock.
The Pink Sock.
Yeah.
All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. See Scott at the Edge.
Yeah, tonight I'll be over there hanging out, and come over there. You get a 3-day free.
Where's that
trial.
at?
It's down at Shrewsbury at their new location.
Okay.
It'll be awesome. We're reopening.
All right, we leave you with a selection from our teamers. Remember today, brought to you by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill from Cottleville, Chris Pickle.
Yeah, Chris Pickle.
Chris Pickle.